Have we started? Have we finished what we started? Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stands. It's Manchester United's trip to Fulham in a must-win game. Some interesting team news to come out for you. Also sponsored by Boohoo Man on this show as well. They've got a good little bit of thing to get involved for you. But hopefully we should go straight to the Manchester United side. We'll talk about Boohoo Man in a minute. Let's talk about Manchester United. As you can see, that's Fulham. That's not Manchester United. I've seen, I thought black and white United away. This is Manchester United. Here's the Manchester United lineup. Here's one I prepared earlier, and Manchester United there are our team that we're going to talk about because that's what we're here to do. And I'm looking at this team pretty fresh. Interesting. I pretty much predicted that. Apart from I thought he would have started Garnacho. So. They're checking a possible penalty here. That won't be a penalty. De Gea in goal, Malacia at right back, Lindelof and Martinez, Luke Shaw, Eriksen, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno, Elanga and Martial. I mean, the only real, as that racing guy says, interesting that we see our Anthony Elanga starting. I'm a fan of Anthony Elanga, but for me, you start the Garnacho player, don't you? It might not be a bad thing. I think we want our cake and eat it. Sometimes you've got to look at it and go, it's a 90-minute game. If Elanga does what he normally does, and not a lot in an hour, then you take him off and you bring Garnacho on, don't you? So it's an interesting one really. He is on the bench, Garnacho. The bench isn't great. Two goalkeepers: Harry Maguire, Fred, McTominay, Van der Beek, Iqbal, and Garnacho. I mean, the fact that Wan-Bissaka is not on that bench when he's fit is stunning because we've only got one defender. Two goalkeepers. That's a penalty for Brighton, by the way. That's a stonewall penalty for Brighton. I'm absolutely stunned. Have they given it? Have they given the pen? That is I might have to just tweet about this because I've just seen it back. That is a stonewall penalty for Brighton, and he's not given it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable from VAR. Unbelievable from VAR. I don't know whether you've just seen that. He swings and completely doesn't get the player. I mean, I know the Brighton ball, but basically the Brighton player knocks it onto Digne, but Digne's clearance doesn't hit the ball. He just swings through. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry to go away from Man United for a minute, but sometimes when you see it, sometimes you're sat there having a beer and you see an injustice, someone gets shortchanged, and you have to say, let's stop our chat about United. You've shortchanged him. That's a bloody disgrace. Do you know there's a cost of living crisis? Joshua says, have you heard anything about Sancho? Some rumours going about that he's not ill and it's down to some issues with attitude. I think those sort of things are always going to happen, aren't they? I'm with you, Jay, and Positive. We're fans of football. That's a disgrace of a decision. An absolute disgrace of a decision. I cannot believe it. When I first saw it, I thought it wasn't a penalty. When you watch it back, the Brighton player knocks the ball onto Digne, but Digne's tackle boots the player. I mean, disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I can't believe it's not been called out. Good. Villa are doing well, though. 2-1 a win at Brighton. That's not a bad result for us. It's not a penalty. He was clearing the ball, says Volvo. Okay. He didn't kick the ball, mate. He didn't kick the ball. What are you talking about? It's not a penalty because he cleared the ball. He didn't clear the ball. The foot he was trying to clear the ball with, he booted the player. But there you go. They've not played the game. Anyway, back to Manchester United. I want to go on to the Fulham team in a moment, but back to Manchester United. Pretty happy with that team. I would have gone with Elanga. I won't lie, but we've got to get it done with the first team. I think from midfield forwards. Look, Harry Maguire is the only defender, and he's sat there on the bench. We've got no left back. We've got no other centre back. We've got no right back. We've got Fred, McTominay, Van der Beek as midfield options, which is a massive drop-off from Bruno, Casemiro and Eriksen. So there's no differential there. And then we've got Iqbal and Garnacho. So we are massively weak on the bench. The first team's got to get this job done. Of course, one of the interesting factors here is you've got Martinez, Bruno, Rashford, Malacia, Eriksen, Casemiro. We've got 7 players going to the World Cup. We need to get it done with the first team. 7 of them are going to the World Cup. So I really hope they've got that, they're not too distracted by that, because that bench ain't that great. Yeah, it's not great at all. But I think there is a big thing to be said. Sean Turner says our bench is so weak, it's worrying. I think we can safely say Ronaldo won't play for United again. Trossard and Tony in January is a must, says Sean Turner. I think it's really interesting that we've got, we've got so few options. I mean, I want to just talk about the Fulham team. I'm going to whack the Fulham team up on the screen for you as well, which we can do. Let's have a quick look at the Fulham side for you. So Fulham starting off, obviously no Mitrovic. He's another one who's protected himself or getting back for the World Cup. I don't think he was fit to play today, really, but I guarantee he'll be fit for the World Cup. Leno, Cordova, Reed, Diop, Ream and Robinson, Kearney and Palina, who's a good player. Wilson, Pereira, Willian, and then Alves Moraes up front. Dan James is on the bench. He plays for Fulham now. You might realise him. I mean, Tozin, Chalobah. It's not the Chalobah from Chelsea, of course. He played yesterday. Look, I can't say too much about this game. I think it's a really difficult game to read. We've had a bit of a break this week, which is a good thing. But we've also got to be realistic that we've got to win the game. The league table doesn't lie. I'll get you the league table up for you in a moment. But the league table doesn't lie. It's disappointing. We have no Anthony. We have no Ronaldo. I mean, where is Jadon Sancho? He's been ill for, must be 2. How many weeks has he been ill for? I mean, with all due respect, he's an elite athlete in his 20s. He keeps getting ill. He was ill at the end of last season. Somebody messaged me the other day and said, we've had Sancho for a year. He was ill when we bought him for about 3 weeks. He was ill at the end of the season, and he's ill again. Like, he's had 3 long-term illnesses in a year. Now, is there an underlying health condition there? Because it's a bit serious being out for so long. Normally, when you're ill, like Eriksen, you miss 2 or 3 days and you're back. Jadon Sancho's been ill for 2.5 weeks. I'm worried for the lad. I'm genuinely worried for the lad because, like, there's something not right there, is there? And it could be anything. It could be mental health. It could be physical health. It could be issues in settling at United. We don't know what it is. But what I will say is this. We need Jadon Sancho. We need him today. He would be starting on the right-hand side. I think there's a good player there. All right, he's been a bit up and down this season, but you're telling me you wouldn't rather have Jadon Sancho playing off the right today? Like, we need him. We need Sancho. Where is he? What's going on? It's a worry. And I just hope it's not going to be, for his sake and the club's sake, I hope it's not a big issue because Ten Hag has had all sorts to deal with. 1, he's taken over the worst United side in Premier League history. 2, he's got the Ronaldo thing. 3, he's got the board above him. He doesn't need any more issues. So I really hope that Jadon's doing well. But I'm not going to lie and say we couldn't have done with him today. Kai, thank you very much. Welcome to the members club. I salute the players who put Man United above anything else, no matter what. We know the players who care the most about the club than themselves, says Noor. Exactly. I spoke about this morning. I think you make a good point. There are people on that pitch today who are going to the World Cup, but they're putting on a Man United shirt. There are people who are not putting on a Man United shirt today who are going to the World Cup. And I just don't like that. I think, we're Manchester United. That's what we're all about. Can I just say, though, lots to get through, but I just want to say big shout out to Boohoo Man. Boohoo Man is all about looking good and feeling great. As you can see, I'm wearing my Boohoo Man hoodie. You can get yours, whether it's a present or for yourself. Deals are being released by the titan of UK fashion that is Boohoo Man. Then you need to be downloading the Boohoo Man app. Personally, I'd check out their novelty football section. That's some awesome items that will make you stand out from the crowd during this year's World Cup, which amazingly is only a few days away. But speaking of the World Cup, this is really exciting from Boohoo Man. You can get your usual 40% off with the code Goldbridge from their clothing line. But they've got something fantastic here. They've launched a brand new game that you can play exclusively on their app across the World Cup. With Matchday Manager, you can play along with the biggest football tournament in the world as and when the games are live and win points with your prediction. The top 10 teams on the leaderboard after 17th of December will receive £1,000, up to £1,000 in cash. Any purchases made in the lead up to the final will award you with more virtual card picks to plan your path to ultimate victory. And as always, Boohoo Man have given United Stand a discount for this video. By scanning the QR next to me or clicking the link in the description, you can get 40% off with the code Goldbridge and get yourself some lovely stuff like this. Thank you very much to Boohoo Man, but don't forget the link in the description to play Matchday Manager today with Boohoo Man across the World Cup. Check it out. Big shout out to Boohoo Man there. Interesting how, yeah, we've done that from Noor as well. Hi, Mark. If you look at Sancho closely, it's quite clear he's not at all a natural athlete like a Rashford, says Zoo. I'm disappointed. I think we've got the right team to win this game. If you're joining us a little bit later, this is the Manchester United side up on the screen there. We need to win. And I'm a little bit disappointed about the quality of that bench. Going through the team, no question mark that De Gea should play. Right back, Malacia, there was an option there. It was going to be Lindelof or Malacia. I think Malacia, I'd rather have a left-footed right back who's a full-back by profession than put Lindelof there. Because Malacia is just got to swap his brain around. It's not easy, but he's just got to swap his brain around. You put Lindelof there, I think that was a mistake. What does it mean about Wan-Bissaka? As far as we know, Wan-Bissaka is fit. So if Wan-Bissaka is fit and he's not even on the bench, he won't even put him on the bench when we've only got one defender on the bench. It's bye-bye Wan-Bissaka, isn't it? Lindelof playing instead of Maguire. Many of you predicted it. You're absolutely spot on. I'm not going to lie here. I personally do not think that there's a lot between Maguire and Lindelof. I think if I did a poll, most of you, in fact, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll on this. Who would you pick? I personally wouldn't have had a problem if he'd gone with Maguire. I probably thought he would. I don't think there's a lot between the two. But what I would say is that I think this comes down to, and I don't want to disclose any sources here, but I think this comes down to what Martinez prefers. And I think Ten Hag respects Martinez enough to say, who would you rather play next to you? And it clearly is Lindelof. And I think that's the right thing to do. Martinez and Varane are our number one partnership. If you're going to pick someone next to Lisandro Martinez, you're going to have to ask him and say, who do you feel more comfortable with? And I think he feels more comfortable with Lindelof. So, and it probably is as simple as, well, if you put Maguire next to me, he's got the captain's armband on. He's trying to direct the back four around him. If you take him out of the equation, I prefer playing with Lindelof anyway, but also I can be in charge of the back four. So maybe it's something like that. But I think it's about what Martinez prefers and what Ten Hag prefers, and you can't argue with that. Could you really say Martinez has a better season than Gabriel and Botman despite the Brentford and City results? Yes, I could, 58. Hi Mark, please could you wish my friends and I good luck for our final maths exam tomorrow? Good luck, Benji. Hope it goes well. Good luck with that. Obviously Luke Shaw at left back. Midfield picks itself. Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford off the left, Martial through the middle, which only leaves Elanga. And the Elanga position for me is, look, I would rather start Garnacho, but what I would say about this is, if you pick Garnacho and he doesn't do well, your only attacking option is Elanga. I think it's not a bad idea to start Elanga and bring Garnacho on for the last half an hour. I think if the game goes badly with Garnacho, you've got nothing to do off the bench. If the game's going badly with Elanga, you bring Garnacho on and it gives you a spark. So I actually don't necessarily agree with it. Joshua Bowwater says, I've picked Lindelof. Think he's a bit faster off the mark. Maguire running just reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior's ring entrance. I'll tell you what I would say. Attitude, the two centre-backs are miles apart, says Leif. Mark, when's the Yorkshire pudding video coming out, says Ruben. What I would say, without any shadow of a doubt here, is I don't know whether this, look, there's a few interesting things about the team selection here. I'm just going to start the stats carousel now because we've seen most of it. But there is a very interesting, don't forget to scan the QR code for Boohoo Man, 40% off with the code Goldbridge. But there's three very interesting aspects away from this game I just want to highlight. One, Wan-Bissaka not involved at all. He's gone in January. He should have been gone in the summer, which means we'll bring a right back in. So that's interesting. Two, Ronaldo ill, will be going to the World Cup, not even on the bench today. I'm sure Speed's pissed off. He's travelled over from America and he's not played in either games. Speed, go back to America. Ronaldo might play again. But, is it the end of Ronaldo at Man United? Well, we've got a couple of games before New Year, but ultimately it might be the end of Ronaldo. I'm really disappointed that Ronaldo's not on the bench today because I feel that he is the sort of player and was the sort of player last year who was never injured. And I think if this was Portugal's opening game this Sunday, he would be playing. It's a personal opinion, but I'm disappointed because I look at the bench and I think we really could have done with Ronaldo on there for 20 minutes. And I think he could have been there, but, whatever. And then the third point is Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire will start for England. And I think as England fans, you've got a right to say this. Harry Maguire will start for England in every game England play. How many games has Harry Maguire started since that Brentford game in mid-August. He's not a starter. He's a fourth choice centre-back. These are not my words. These are Erik ten Hag's actions. Harry Maguire is the fourth choice Manchester United centre-back, and yet he is the first choice England centre-back. At what point, if you're thinking about the World Cup, does that make sense? When you've got people like Guehi starting for Crystal Palace, Tomori starting for AC Milan, and the fourth choice centre-back for Manchester United is England's first choice centre-back. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Maguire's going to have a really good World Cup because it's not looking good for him at United, is it? Captain of the club as well. And look, I have some sympathy with that. I don't see a massive difference between Maguire and Lindelof. I'm somewhat surprised he's not starting again, but I hope it works. It didn't work last week. Chris, Mark, take a break and talk about Christmas Day ritual in the Goldbridge house. Not quite Christmas yet, is it, Chris? I would imagine we will have a lot of the ball today. Lindelof is better on the ball, says Sean Turner, than Maguire. Thanks for the super chats. Get your thoughts in. Lots of thoughts to be had. I hope Maguire has a good World Cup for England. Either raises his value for a potential sale or gets momentum for the rest of the season. Exactly, Miad. I agree with you there. Hi, Mark. Can you wish me luck for my test tomorrow? I also think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is perfect. Right back still. He should get a chance. Thank you, YK. I stuttered there because it says, can you wish me luck for my STI test tomorrow? And I was thinking, is that STD? Which is something very, very different. So good luck with your test. I thought you were trying to be funny. There's nothing funny about an STD. Be careful. Mark, you legend. My girlfriend Cindy is a Liverpool supporter. Loved making fun of United and me, but she's part of the United Stand Army. General Goldbridge all the way, says Lyle. Thank you very much for that. It's actually an STI is an STD. Okay, so he's done me anyway. He's done me either way. There seems to be elements of Ollie in Southgate's player selection, says Stephen Ross. Thank you very much. I'm just going to play you something now. It won't take very long. Just watch this, and then you can give me your thoughts. I want to listen too.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back. We're not having lunch. There's a creator stuck in here. No! Why are you not doing anything?
Who gives a shit, isn't it?
That is by far one of the best creative ideas I've seen.
So it's out tomorrow at midday. I'm really excited about this. I've mentioned this. We've got a couple of big announcements for you this week. Thursday's a huge one, but tomorrow, that's what's coming out. It's look, I'm really interested to see what people think about it. It will be out at midday tomorrow on the Mark Goldbridge channel. I'll give you all the links and everything off socials tomorrow. But yeah, we will see. Dan says, "Are you cooking a Christmas dinner?" Do people realise it's the 13th of November? It ain't Christmas. It ain't Christmas. So that was just a little bit of a teaser for what's to come out tomorrow, the full episode. And you can check that out tomorrow. We'll give you all the links and everything. I've got Fabrizio Romano on the show tomorrow. I think that's going to be a very interesting show, talking about transfers, 2:30. Also be talking to Ben Foster as well. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for that. And, yeah, we've done that. We're caught up on the super chats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very, very welcome. So, Manchester United's side is looking very, very interesting, isn't it? Do we feel confident going into this game? I don't know. I really don't know. Do you think Ten Hag let Harry Maguire keep the captaincy because it's all about selling him next season, being able to say he's a leader, says Levi. And Jack, thank you very much for the super chat. I certainly think we're only 100 subscribers away from 528,000, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. What are your thoughts on Arsenal, says Kizza. It's a United channel. I've given Arsenal enough credit. Check my Twitter feed. They're doing fantastically well, and they deserve to be where they are, and the rebuild from Arteta has been superb. I think that with regards to the Maguire situation, absolutely, categorically will be gutted. And I feel for him, really, because I think that him and Ronaldo, there was a power struggle last year, but they were both playing. There's no power struggle now because they've got no power, neither of them. And the man with the power is Erik ten Hag. Last year, without a shadow of a doubt, there was a power struggle in that dressing room. Captain Maguire, Ronaldo top scorer. Was it the main problem? No, but there was a power struggle. This season, neither of them have got any power. Ronaldo is on the bench when everyone's fit. Maguire's fourth choice centre-back. They have no power. And Erik ten Hag has taken the power. To be honest with you, I don't like what's happened to either player, if I'm honest, but I don't disagree with it. This is exactly what needed to happen to Manchester United. I've seen a lot of people saying, well, you can add Jadon Sancho into that as well. There's clearly something going on there. I don't think there's any evidence that there's anything going on with Jadon Sancho. I think there's plenty of evidence going on that there's issues with Maguire and Ronaldo. But I don't think we've got that story yet with Jadon Sancho. I'm just massively disappointed that Sancho's not playing because he's not going to the World Cup. So, you know, with Ronaldo getting better from his illness for the World Cup, you can see why he's done that. With Anthony, with his knock, you can guarantee he'll be bloody training with Brazil this week, but you can understand why he's doing that, I suppose. But with Sancho, he's not going to the World Cup. So the fact that he's not available today and you look at that bench, it's really disappointing. It is really disappointing. Ronaldo might not be in United team this season. That's why he's not putting chances away this season, says Darren. Also, welcome to the Members Club, Maguire. Hi Mark, what do you think about Villa's turnaround under Emre? Do you think they can get top 10, says Jack? I think they've played really well today. I've got the game on here. To beat Brighton is really good. I think they're very lucky. I thought it was a stonewall penalty. I'd have to watch it again, but I'd seen it twice. But look, 2 wins from Emery. That manager bounce, the hard work, it pays off, doesn't it? I think Erik ten Hag giving Ronaldo captain last week was a message to say captaincy means very little until he gets the team he wants, says Ash G. Yeah, be very interesting, I suppose. Mark, can you play the clip at half-time again so more people see it when you have more viewers? It's a banger, says Diana. I certainly will be playing it at half-time. Ten Hag clearly rates Lindelof more than Maguire, and do you think this is the end of Wan-Bissaka at United, says Woo? Well, it has to be the end of Harry Maguire. It has to be the end of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, doesn't it? I mean, explain how it can't be. He's fit. He's actually fit. So, I cannot understand... how that would not be the case. But, God, you know, speed is unbelievable. He's like at Fulham, he's sat with Sky, he's sat with Jeff Stelling. I can't believe what reality we're living in here. I just cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I played the game. I can't believe it. But anyway, on from that. It's really, it's clearly the end of Wan-Bissaka, isn't it? Not even on the bench when we only have one fit midfielder. And a left back playing at right back. It is interesting, isn't it? But yeah, of course, it's the end of Wan-Bissaka. I mean, yeah, Erik ten Hag has been speaking to the press. He was asked about having 8 substitutes, including 2 goalkeepers. He says we've got no more players available who can help us today. He said we tried Malacia there at right back in training. He did well. That is the reason why he's playing. On whether Ronaldo, Anthony, Sancho were close to being available, no. Otherwise they would be here. We are happy. Anthony, Martial is available with Elanga and Rashford, with Fernandes in behind them. So Erik ten Hag is saying that Sancho, Anthony, and Ronaldo were nowhere near being fit to play the game today. It's amazing, isn't it, really, that an illness for 2 of them, which has been going on for quite a while now, and then a knock for Anthony, and they're not available, and 2 of them will be playing in the World Cup next week. I'm not having it. I'm not having it, to be honest. I like Anthony, I like Ronaldo, I like Sancho, but I'm not having that. I think it's a ridiculous coincidence that 2 of them will be playing in the World Cup next week. And, you know, Sancho's ill for the 3rd time. There's something going on there. I'm more worried about Sancho, to be honest, because he's not going to the World Cup. And I like the player, and I just wonder what's going on. But, yeah, I'm not having the Ronaldo and Anthony one. They'll be fully fit for the first World Cup games, and they can't get themselves on the bench. You know, I'm not having it. Wan-Bissaka is the scapegoat for Ten Hag to make a statement to the board about not letting him do what he wants with the squad, says Dune. Thank you very much for that super chat there from Dune as well. Maybe Erik ten Hag doesn't think Sancho is ready and wants 5 weeks to work with him. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that. And what could we ask Sancho for, says Chris. Wan-Bissaka's not good enough, says White. I played the game, says Ray. And how many gloves is Tony wearing today? Well, look, we joke about how many gloves Anthony Martial's going to wear. He hasn't played 90 minutes this season, has he? I'm trying to think if he has. I don't think he's played a full 90 minutes. Maybe there is a game. Certainly came off against Everton after half an hour. Wasn't ready for the start of the season. We need him to play 90 minutes today. I mean, there's another player that's not going to the World Cup. But can Anthony Martial actually play 90 minutes? Maybe that's why Elanga's starting. Because if you start, if you've got to bring Garnacho on, and he maybe needs 90 minutes out of Elanga. Sancho, Ronaldo, Donny gone in January, says Keel. I don't think Sancho's going to go anywhere because he's on huge wages. I think he's reported to be on 300 grand a week. So I don't think that will be happening. Plus, we saved £75 million for him. I just think it's a massive... I mean, look, yet again, I said this on the Friday night show. Look at Solskjaer's signings. They've caused us huge problems. Wan-Bissaka, 50 million quid. Maguire, 80 million quid. Sancho, 75 million quid. That is £200 million worth of players. None of them are playing today. One of them can't even make the bench when we've got no defenders. The other one is fourth choice centre-back. And the other one, we don't know what's going on with Sancho. So Solskjaer spent £200 million on players and none of them are actually adding anything to the squad at the moment. And this is how difficult the job is. You inherit these mistakes from previous managers and you've got to try and turn them around. With Maguire, he's going to have to sell him. With Wan-Bissaka, he's going to have to sell him. And with Sancho, he's going to have to try and develop him. I don't think we can sell Sancho. So, look, anyway, in relation to the game itself, let's have a quick look at the league table because you may not be aware of how it looks. And we were talking about this morning on the show. So let me just take that and pause that. So there you can see the league table. This is why it's a must-win game for United when they're playing Fulham anyway. But look at the league table as it stands. We hold on to 5th place because Brighton are about to lose. They have 21 points. Liverpool have already played. So we'll be holding on to 5th place no matter what over this World Cup break. But we can close that gap and have to close that back gap. 5th place is not success for Manchester United. There is a 6-point gap to 4th. Going into this World Cup break, if you're Tottenham and Newcastle, you're watching this game and hoping Fulham win. Because if Man United are 6 points behind you, regardless of games in hand, and what would we have? We would have a game in hand, wouldn't we? On the teams above us. But we need to win. We've got to win. This is 100% a game that Manchester United need to win. And we need everyone to put the shift in today. I think we will. My prediction for the game is that we will win. I think I went with a 1-0 win. I think so much of this game depends on the midfield. And we finally do have a midfield that is competent. In fact, more than competent. We've now got Anthony Martial back up front. I think that helps us a lot as well. Defensively, I mean, look, I don't think Fulham are going to bombard us. So defensively, we should be all right. Of course, there are weaknesses there with Malacia at right back. He's out of position, but I still think he can do a job. Lindelof ain't Varane. But I think we should be winning this game. And I think we have to win this game. And I don't really care how we win it, but we have to win this game. Because the season ahead for us is an interesting one. And therefore, we know it's going to get difficult and we've got to win. Good result in Brighton. Villa 2-1, says Matt. That's the first result that's really sort of gone our way, isn't it, this weekend? I mean, I know people will say, well, Man City, but if I'm honest with you, Man City, I don't see Man City being a problem for us. I was more worried about Newcastle winning and Spurs winning. Yeah, we've got to finish on a high, says Gihan. Yeah, and look, we have got games that we would hope to be winning when we come back, but you've got to be beating Fulham. Fulham are a decent side, but we've got to be beating Fulham because, yeah, it's not great if we don't, in the context of where we are. We've got to start looking at it. Let's have a look at this. I'm Just looking at that penalty decision, lots of people did say it's not a penalty. I'll have to watch it back when it goes again. Penalty incident, here it is. Digne goes to clear the ball. Yeah, that's a penalty for me. And I think Digne knew it was a penalty. It is a penalty for me. Yeah, I'm not changing my mind on that. It's a clear penalty. He's gone to clear the ball and he's kicked the player. Where the ball ricochets for me isn't relevant. Definite penalty to me. If Mitrovic was playing, maybe Maguire would have played, says KC. If Mitrovic had been playing, it would have been a more difficult game for United. But he's not playing, so we don't need to worry about that. It's not a concern for Manchester United. But look, I don't think we should disrespect Fulham. We're up against Andreas Pereira as well, former Manchester United player. Don't forget Boohoo Man. They're sponsoring the stream. I'm wearing my Boohoo Man hoodie today. You can get 40% off with the code Goldbridge. Christmas is coming. Some fantastic clothing and a 40% discount really does hit that, hit your pocket in a positive way. 40% off, code Goldbridge, scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. You'll also find in the link in the video description that they've got a brand new game, Boohoo Manager, that they're doing for the World Cup. Check it out. It's a good bit of fun. I've just started mine today, so give it a go. Boohoo Man Football. Well, no, it's not Boohoo Man Football Manager. It's Boohoo Manager. You can play along with the biggest football tournament in the world over the next few weeks and win points with your predictions. Top 10 teams on the leaderboard will receive up to £1,000 in cash. Any purchases you make will also award you with more virtual cards for your team to plan your path to ultimate victory. So give it a go. It's a really interesting game to play. You can do that through the link in the description. Big shout out to Boohoo Man. I played the game, says Exploiting Cooler. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Do you think the plan is to take Martial off at the 60th minute and bring on Garnacho? I do. The Cars. I do, because I think there's a few people that are not particularly happy that Anthony Elanga is playing on the left-hand side. But I think it's very, very obvious why that's happening. Either Martial's going to come off after 60 minutes or Garnacho's going to come on for Elanga after 60 minutes. If you start Garnacho, Martial and Rashford, where are you going to go? Everywhere on the bench is a step down. We've only got Maguire as a centre-back. Maguire's the only... We've got two goalkeepers on the bench. Harry Maguire's the only defender. Your midfielders are Donny, McTominay and Fred, so that's a massive step down if you take off any of Bruno, Eriksen or Casemiro. And then your attacking options are Iqbal and Garnacho. With all due respect, Garnacho's the only person on the bench that's a real game changer. So starting Elanga, at least you've got a game changer on the bench. If you start Garnacho, your game changer is Elanga. So we've got to deliver with the first team. And as I said, I want to give a massive shout out to Malacia, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Eriksen, Casemiro, Rashford and Bruno, because all 7 of those players are going to the World Cup next week. I'm shouting them out because they're there. They're actually putting a United shirt on. Let's see how they play on the game, because it's a bit of a head mess. It's a bit of a head mess when there's a big 50-50 to go for, and there's a World Cup coming next week. So it's a bit of a risk. Look, Man City yesterday had 10 players starting for them going to the World Cup, and they lost at home to Brentford. You're telling me that would have happened if there was no World Cup? It is a bit of a head mess. And it's a potential issue for us, but I'm hoping that our players deliver. Sancho's the new Darren Anderton. Sick note, says Cryptic. Can someone just call Ronaldo and get him to meet Aisho Speed so we can go home and stop being barked at? There's something I'd never thought I'd write, says Nick P. And there seems to be elements of Ollie in Southgate's player collection, says Stephen Rossi. Why are you underestimating Fulham, says Reese. I do not believe anybody has underestimated Fulham. And I'm going to stand up for that. We have not interested... How are we underestimating Fulham? I've said I think United will win 1-0. That, by its very nature, means it's going to be tight. I'm not underestimating Fulham. I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game. But we have to win. And I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm going to say that we're going to win. And when you look at the 2-11s, we should be winning. The big positive for me about United is that we've had a week off. We've had a week off, really. And if you look at that United starting 11, De Gea didn't start, Luke Shaw didn't start, Martinez didn't start, Eriksen didn't start, Casemiro didn't start. So there's quite a few, half a team didn't start. So I think that could play into our hands. Are you doing watch-alongs on the World Cup, Mark? Says Ryan. I am, Ryan. I am. And we'll be doing those on That's Football. Don't forget, we've got... I'm only going to play a little clip of this, but this is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back. We're not having lunch. There's a creator stuck in here. No! Why are you not doing anything?
Who gives a shit anyway?
That is by far one of the best creative ideas I've seen.
Sorry.
Gary, come on.
Done it.
I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back. We're not having lunch. Gary, come on.
I can't get it
I'm
off.
Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic
Can't
shoot
get it
to
off.
shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge
it off. I don't
flying
know how you
through
turn
the
it off.
air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck?
There we go. It got stuck on. Oh, I know what I did. It got stuck. I thought we were going to have to keep playing that again and again and again and again. I couldn't get it off. Imagine that. Anyway, look, that's out tomorrow. Check it out. Midday. Panic. Yeah, that's out tomorrow at midday. And also Thursday, we've got a very big announcement for you on the United Stand. So don't take your eyes off this channel over the next few days because we've got a couple of big things happening for you. But we are about 20 minutes away from the start of the game. Last game before the World Cup break. Of course, Manchester United will be back in action in early December. We've got a couple of, I think it's Betis and Cadiz friendlies. And then we've got Burnley on the 20th. And then, obviously, our next Premier League game is the 27th, the day after Boxing Day. So this is absolutely essential. I hope the players are up for it. I hope that they're not treating it like a pre-season game where it's like, let's not overcommit because of a World Cup. We'll be able to see. I think these United players, you can see them very, very easily. You can see when their effort levels drop, and we've got to give it some, haven't we? So is the big announcement on Thursday for the members or everybody, says James E. We are going to drop a little video for the members a little bit earlier as a little bit of a thank you for everything they've done for us. But everyone will be getting the news on Thursday. Members will probably get it a little bit earlier. We could bring on Maguire as a striker and McTominay as the backup in defence. But seriously, we need a strong window in January, says Will Scott. And Maguire might come on as a striker, says Chizzy. Well, we might try it. We've done it in the past. And I think Anthony is going on strike because of the World Cup, says Khalid. And it's the big 100 for Bruno today, says ETH. And I love what the put part of the trailer, says Nihan. And do you think signing Sancho was a mistake, Mark, says Harry? No, because I really do like Sancho. I don't think him signing was a mistake. It doesn't mean he'll be a success, but I don't think it was a mistake. Mark Goldbridge is going to be in Expendables 4, says Luke, and credit to all World Cup players playing today, says Callum. Yeah. I can be disappointed. It may not be fair to be disappointed, but I can be disappointed. I'm disappointed in Anthony. I think this break he's had with the injury, I mean, look, maybe it's communication. Maybe it's just communication, because when Ten Hag spoke about Anthony 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was a knock. Well, it's clearly more than a knock, isn't it? Any player that's out for 3 weeks, it's not a knock. It's more than that. You know, you can be out for 4 weeks with a hamstring. So what's the injury with Anthony? Because I've been expecting him back every game for 3 weeks, and he's not back. But if he's back next week for Brazil, you go, what's been going on here then? Why has he not been back for United, but he's back for Brazil? And I'm not comfortable with that. The Ronaldo situation, it's his last World Cup. He would have been on the bench today anyway. Illness, I don't know. But it disappoints me that we could have a situation of country before club in a game where we need to win. But I prefer club over country anyway. So, you know, lots of Man United fans are like that. Lots of Liverpool fans are like that. Club over country. So, you know, some in other at other clubs in other countries, it's country before club. Hello, Mark and chat. Hope you're doing well, says Bama. Thank you very much for your super chat there. Hope you're doing well. Will David De Gea take a pay cut in his new deal, says Runner? I don't know. Are you starting a YouTube boxing career, says Electro Dan? You've ruined it. You've ruined it. Jay says taking 10 senior first team players is a joke, says Jay. And when's the last time you went to a match in person, says Tom? Don't know. Does it really bother you that much? Doesn't bother me. Ronnie's been hinting at making the next Euros, but definitely his last World Cup, says Jordan James. And off you go. And Mark, I would play you over Fred. Well, Fred's not starting anyway. I suppose at a push, I mean, somebody made a really good point. Imagine if Luke Shaw got injured, or hopefully he doesn't because he's going to the World Cup. If Luke Shaw got injured, you could put Fred at left back. If obviously we've got Maguire can play centre back, so Martinez and Lindelof are covered. If we got an injury to Malacia, you'd probably shift Lindelof to right back, and you've got in the midfield we've got cover. It's just not the cover we want. Michael says that I think Sancho could be in a bad place mentally. There's no evidence to suggest that, but on the flip side, I don't like it when people say there's rumours going around he's got a bad attitude, because it's the same thing, isn't it? Some people are saying he might have mental health issues. Some people are saying he's got bad attitude. We have no evidence of either, so let's not speculate. I think speculation causes unnecessary issues for lots of different people. At the moment, we're being told that Jadon Sancho is ill. I wish he was playing because we need him. We know he's been ill 3 times in the last 12 months. Look, we need to get to the bottom of this as a football club and start getting Jadon Sancho fit, because you can think he's not good enough. I think he is good enough, but I don't think anyone can disagree that he would be valuable to us, whether it was starting off the right or on the bench today. I like what you and the United Stand are doing. Keep it up, says Sebastian. We're 15 minutes away from the start of this game, not you. See, when I say Sebastian, I get a look from my Sebastian. We are currently only 60 subscribers away from 528,000, so please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, you're all very, very welcome on the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. I don't need to tell you yet, but obviously we will change the United Stand a little bit over the World Cup, quite simply because there will be 10 o'clock World Cup games, which we'll be covering on That's Football, so we'll probably move the morning show a bit earlier to like 9:30 or 9 a.m. We'll see how that goes. We'll still have the evening show, but there are some games that cover the 8 o'clock, so we'll probably move the evening show to 9 o'clock. But there's going to be loads to talk about Manchester United. I think some people think that football's going to shut down when the World Cup's on. If only that was the case around Manchester United. There's loads going on transfers. There's loads going on all sorts of things. And I'm looking at Speed on Sky Sports with Jeff Shreves moaning about no Ronaldo. I'm living in a different world. I'm living in a different world. The way mainstream media have jumped on this, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I know the lad. He's a really nice lad. He's doing amazing things. It's great. But the way mainstream media jump on it, I'm like, I don't know. Mark, do you truly believe we could get Felix? Says Anthony. I hope so. Players should never have been forced to make the choice of country or club during a club season, says Stephen. And I hope that Erik ten Hag is protecting Garnacho by putting too much pressure on him and raising everyone's expectations. Would love to see him get time, though. Are you jealous of the lad, says Brandon? Do I ever strike you as somebody who gets jealous about somebody? I've got the biggest Manchester United unofficial channel in the world. We've got 25,000 people watching us talk about team news. And I'm old enough to understand that jealousy is one of the worst diseases in the world. Don't get jealous about people. Be honest, have an opinion, but don't get jealous about people. God, don't do that. It's one of the worst things in the world. The amount of girlfriends I've had in the past who just get jealous and they just end up getting dumped. I can't be doing with the green-eyed monster, which is what jealousy is. I'm not playing Speed at FIFA because he's crap. Unless he's been practicing a lot. But look, I sat with him for about 4 hours a few weeks ago. I was his manager. He's a nice lad. And I said to him, look, I wish you all the best. Just don't burn yourself out. David, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I'm getting quite hot. I'm getting quite hot today. I don't know what the problem is. For these few years, it's country over club for me as Glazers are in charge, says Hero. I've got no problem with people who are country over club. It's just not me. I'm not that. I'm not about that. I'm about I'm not about that, no. Club over country here in the US, says Justin. I think if you are from somewhere like Argentina or Brazil, they're definitely country over club, 100%. I don't know what it is like in European countries. We need Sancho to play and have a good run, says Tamba. He's an Ollie signing, and Eric Ten Hag's ruthlessness so far points in the direction for me. Look, I think that, as I said, we've got lots of content for you over the break, and there will be shows that we're doing where we're distinctly talking about Jadon Sancho, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Scott McTominay, Fred. These players that you go, do they really have a future under Ten Hag? They have a future at the moment because he can't get anybody else. But do they have a long-term future at Manchester United? And I think that's going to be very interesting to sort of differentiate on. Gary Neville is a bitter ex-player talking about Ronaldo. I'd have to know what he's saying, mate, to say whether he's a bitter or not. I think I'm disappointed that Ronaldo's not playing today. Look, I'm a massive fan of Ronaldo, and this has been called the Ronaldo stand. But I will make a stand on this. I'm absolutely disappointed that him and Anthony are not involved today. And I've got no reason to believe that they're not ill and they're not injured. But you know 100% they won't be ill and injured next week. In fact, part of me hopes that they are ill and injured for the first game, because then it makes me feel better as a United player that they definitely couldn't have played today. But I definitely think we're not stupid. There has to be an element of getting yourself fit for that. What's your opinion on Gary Barlow's structure, says Adam. I think it's absolutely incredible, Adam. And predictions for the group stage in the World Cup, says Caden. You'll have to watch That's Football when we start previewing it. I'm still very much in Premier League mode. I know the World Cup is coming, but I'm Premier League mode at the moment. I'm going to be gutted if we don't win today. It's got to be a win today. Every time Ronaldo plays, United as a team looks so bad. The team suffers, says Morton. Yeah, I think I've heard that before. Look, Morton, would you rather have Ronaldo today or not? I'm not talking about starting him. On the bench, he makes us stronger. I want Ronaldo here today, but obviously he's not. So there we go. Anthony won't even start for Brazil. And what's the big news, says Jacob? Wait till Thursday or watch tomorrow. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Boohoo Man on the show today. You can get 40% off with the code Goldbridge. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. I'm wearing my Boohoo Man active top. Let's hope Man United get active today. Also, they've got a brand new Boohoo manager game covering the World Cup that you can get involved in. Give it a go. I'm playing it as well. Top 10 players can win up to £1,000. Check it out. Really, really good game. And let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. Anyone disappointed by Ronaldo not started? Haven't been watching our games, says X-Full. I don't think anyone's talking about fucking Ronaldo starting. We're talking about Ronaldo being part of the squad, being on the bench when the bench looks shit. I'm not talking about him starting. I'm disappointed he's not there because he's a Man United player. I mean, look, let me break it down for you, right? I'm disappointed that Ronaldo is not part of that squad today. He was our player of the year, top scorer, and we're paying him $400 to $500 a week. And he's not on the bench for a must-win game. I wanted him part of that squad today. Clearly, he's not. Will he be starting for Portugal next week? You can almost guarantee it. James Wood says Sancho's got an ear infection. Don't know about that. And also, imagine if Pereira and James contribute to haunt back United. Andres Pereira is going to be a very interesting watch, isn't he? It's going to be a very interesting watch, Andres Pereira. It's just says, what are your thoughts on top four chances? I think it all rests on today, fella. It all rests on today, doesn't it? We are 6 points at the moment off the top of, not the top. I wish we were 6 points off the top. We are 6 points off Spurs and Newcastle. 7 points off Newcastle, 6 points off Spurs. We've got 2 games in hand on Spurs. So if we won today and we win our game in hand, we're level with Spurs. But we lost to Villa last week. There's no guarantee we're going to win today. I would rather have points on the table. I would rather be Tottenham and Newcastle at the moment because they have got 6 and 7 more points than us. So I would rather be in their situation. Of course I would. But we've got to win. We've got to win because Liverpool are coming hard behind us. They're only a point behind us, Liverpool. If we win today, we keep them 4 points behind. Chelsea at some point will have a renaissance. I don't think Chelsea and Liverpool are out of the race for top 4. I personally think there are 5 clubs going for 2 spots. I think first and second will be Arsenal and Man City. They're clearly fighting for the title. I think third and fourth will be between Newcastle, Spurs, Manchester United, Liverpool, and maybe Chelsea. But even if it's just 4 going for 2, we've got to get ourselves in this race. We can't. My big concern is you've got to win games like this today. You've got to win games like this today because it's Fulham, who are a team you'd expect to win. But also it's Fulham when you basically had a week off. When we come back after Christmas, it's 3 games a week time and you're tired. This is our last game before the World Cup. Most of our team didn't play on Thursday. These are the games you've got to get 3 points in because there might be a game in February where you're away to Leeds and you've played on Thursday night and you're playing Barcelona on the following Thursday night and you're tired and you drop points. So you've got to win a game like this. Of course, if you don't win a game like this, there's still a chance. Of course, there are still a chance, but we've got to win. We've got to win. I don't think there's any excuse for us not winning today. What do you think of Alvaro, the fullback from the youth? His loan spell is very good. Should we extend his contract? If sure, if we have 2 young fullbacks, that'll be on Ten Hag. Ari. Hi Mark, can we have a vote starting Elanga over Garnacho, says Mohit? There's no point because Mohit, we've already spoken about it. Hi Mark, reports of the 8th richest person buying Liverpool, net worth of 90 billion, thoughts, says Brad. Well, it could be beneficial for Liverpool, couldn't it? I'm not going to run a poll on Garnacho or Elanga because I think we've discussed it to death, really. Everybody would start Garnacho over Elanga. So the poll is irrelevant. But what we said was that you can understand why he's done it because what if Martial's only fit enough to play an hour? Garnacho coming on for the last half an hour at least gives us a differential from the bench. If you start Garnacho and you put Elanga on the bench, you've got Elanga to come on as the game changer. I actually agree with starting Elanga because if he's crap like he has been, then you just bring Garnacho on who might make a difference. But we've got enough players on that pitch to deliver. And maybe Elanga has a good game today. He's he's a player that I like. I just don't think he's up to the level at the moment. I think he needs to be on loan. But this is why we needed Sancho or Anthony, isn't it? We needed those players. Right, we're 5 minutes away from the start of this game. We're only about 20 subscribers away from 528,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on the United Stands. Of course, we're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 a.m. We've got Fabrizio on the show tomorrow. Can't wait for that. We'll really be able to dive into what United's transfer plans are in and out, which I think is going to be a very, very big next few weeks for United, moving towards that January transfer window. Craven Cottage, if you don't know about it, Fulham's home ground. The players are coming out onto the pitch. It's right next to the River Thames, Craven Cottage. It's a nice, compact ground, and look, they've not had a bad season, and it could be an interesting game. This got to win. We need to start fast today after a week off. Most players, no excuse. Massively need a win, says Kurt. Yeah, I mean Fulham can knock the ball about. I watched Fulham. It's a long time ago now, but I watched Fulham play Liverpool. I think it was the opening game of the season, wasn't it? And they defended really well. I think they ended up having about 30% possession, but it didn't feel like that because they broke really well. Obviously, they had Mitrovic that day. I mean, Willian's playing for Fulham. I thought he'd fucked off after Arsenal and was out of the Prem, but he's back. Harry Wilson's an interesting player. But Carlos Vinicius up front, is he not the lad who was on loan at Spurs? Was he not? Did he not come from Benfica to Spurs? Let me know in the chat. I'm sure he was on loan at Spurs last year from Benfica. Alex says it will be a 3-0 win to Man United. Yeah, I'm not surprised he said that. Thoughts on McTominay as a backup striker, says Ajit. Yes, he is. I don't know whether he's on loan at Fulham, but he was a good player at Benfica, and he was a player that United were linked to. But, yeah, he ended up... yeah, he didn't do particularly well at Spurs. But, you know, you never really get a run out at Spurs, do you? Remember when they had that Llorente and he used to score quite a few goals, but he hardly ever played because you're always going to pick Harry Kane, aren't they? If we see pre-season Pirlo today, I'm going to be pissed, says Vishak. Yeah. If you know, you know. Pre-season Pirlo better not be on the download today. Right, Manchester United against Fulham. Let's get this result. Ahmad's better than Alanga. With game time, he can be as good as Garnacho, says International. Let's hope. Let's hope that can happen. Just Kevin says, just no, pre-season Pirlo will score today. 2-1 to Fulham, says Matthew Taylor. I'm not writing that off. This is not a walk in the park. I don't think it would be a walk in the park for anybody. I mean, the respect I would put on Fulham's name is, I don't think Arsenal or Man City come here and blow them off the park. So you've got to be realistic. I don't think it's absolutely nailed on that they're going to do it. But there you go. There's going to be a minute's silence here. So what I propose to do is I'm just going to play the trailer for tomorrow's show so that I can observe that. And this trailer is coming out tomorrow at midday. For the ignore all this crap because I'm going to play the trailer. This is coming out tomorrow at midday. It's a little thing I've done with Wash and Go. It's about 15 minutes long when it comes out, and I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So I'm just going to play this while they do the minute silence because I do want to observe the minute silence. So let's do that.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back. We're not having lunch. There's a creator stuck in here. No! Why are you not doing anything?
Who gives a shit anyway?
That is by far one of the best creative ideas I've seen.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge fly.
Sure, that was 2 minutes. Well done, everyone who observed it. I know I'm on screen. I'm fully aware of how I'm producing a show. Thank you very much. Right, Manchester United need to win this game. Let's get on with it. Last game before the break for the World Cup. Let's go and do it. This is what we're here to do. Manchester United, huge game. I do think it's a big game, and I think it's a game that we just need to sign off. And also, it's not really been mentioned yet, but it's also an opportunity to, you know, sign off in a positive fashion and come back in a positive fashion. So look, that is worth mentioning as well. Yeah, Parth says that was bloody brilliant. Well, I know, everybody has the right to silence and respect, don't they? I know some people don't. Right, we've just started the game. There we go. The timer's up on the screen. Let's get ready to see what Manchester United can do here. Luke Shaw early. So no Harry Maguire, no Wan-Bissaka on the bench at all. Malacia playing at right back. Lindelof playing in with Martinez. Let's not concede too early goals like we did last week. But remember, this is a team that's got, we're not coming off playing Thursday night in Spain. Welcome to the Members Club, the Salty Gamer. Remember, so look, I've got that thing coming out on tomorrow at midday. Full episode comes out tomorrow. And Thursday, we've got a huge announcement on the channel as well. So how we're going to announce it on Thursday, there's a couple of things we need to resolve on Tuesday. But ultimately, we will just drop a little thing on the Members Club a few hours before. And then it will be hitting the main channel a couple of hours after that. So if you are a member, you will get to see it first. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm leaving. No, I'm joking. Not now. Anyway, let's get on with the show. It is Manchester United against Fulham. Malacia playing at right back. Mark, genuine question. When a player moves from one club to another, does that player pass on tactics from the previous club? Says Bobby. I don't think it's that big a deal, really, Bobby. To be honest, you can find. I mean, look, I've operated in this world for quite a while now. You can find a lot about. You can find loads out about a club. Like all these Chelsea fans saying we should have kept Tuchel. Just do a bit of digging. Speak to a few people. That was never going to happen. I mean, just completely illogical that Chelsea fans thought they were going to keep Tuchel, like it was possible to do it. That it was impossible for that to happen. Team news comes out a lot of the time the day before the game. People just keep it quiet because they're like, they may support that club and they don't want others to have an advantage. Good interception there by Elanga. Casemiro. Fulham have started off quite aggressively. United just need to get their foot on the ball a little bit here. Owen says, I'm glad that Sancho's not going to the World Cup. He needs to figure out his true role in the squad. Ricky says he's going with a 2-0 win. Goldbridge is going to Hollywood, says Daz. Well, when you watch the video tomorrow, you might understand the offers that are going to come. And that's before it's landed. You think about the offers I've had today. They want to make Heat 2 with me as a young Val Kilmer. Yeah, I'll have that. Marvel. I wouldn't be in Marvel. We get typecast there. Today's my birthday. Hopefully we win, says Jose. Happy birthday to Jose. I tell you what, Fulham have started off well. If you weren't respecting Fulham before, I think they have started off well. They're a well-organised side under Marco Silva. They're energetic and, they're more than capable of getting a result here. And they're trying to start fast. Pereira switches it out to Willian. And Elanga probably gives a foul up there. No, he said play on. Fair play. Ref wants to let it roll. So Malacia playing at right back. Obviously, he's very left-footed, which is not ideal. One of Ten Hag's strengths is his tactical impact, sub-ability at a calculated time. The guy is not faffing around when it comes to winning, says Brown. Remy loves the videos. He wanted me to say Remy. Please, United, don't bottle it, says Owen. Well, I think it will be. I'd love us to win it comfortably, but I think it will be a tight game. Nice ball into Willian. He's got loads of space on the left-hand side. Who's gone with the cutback there? Got to mark the runners. Oh, bloody hell. De Gea nearly got caught out there. The shot didn't seem to have much power, but De Gea ended up using his feet. I don't know whether there's a bit of a deflection. Luke Shaw, come on. Get the triangles going. Oh, Rashford. If you're going to pass there, make sure you make the pass. Oh, Pereira wins a 50-50. Have you seen any players yet who look a bit uncommitted? World Cup mentality? I've seen a bit of sloppy play. So let's have a look at this shot here on De Gea. I think it must deflect. Yeah, it catches Malacia's foot. Yeah. It did. Could have been an unlucky start for United there. We're going to have to work for this. Under no circumstances do I think this is going to be easy. We will have to work. That's nice. Come on. And you know what? They are pressing. They are pressing and impressing here, Fulham. Straight in on Casemiro and a throw-in lost there. Jude says that Malacia looks shaky. Let's not judge Malacia too harshly today. He's doing a job for us. He's doing a job for us in a position that is not his position. No Ronaldo, do you think he's saving himself for the World Cup, says Grants? Do you think he's saving himself for the World Cup? Do you think he's going to be starting for Portugal next week, fully fit? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are very close to 528,000. Thanks, everyone, for getting involved. United Stand, live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We've got Fabrizio on the show tomorrow. I will be speaking about Ronaldo and also the João Felix situation, right-back situation, centre-back situation, contract situations, loads to talk about. I will probably do that live tomorrow as well in the afternoon, probably about 2, half 2. Has there been a lower moment for... Ooh, I can't read. I'm not reading that row, but he's basically not happy about the human rights issues of letting Qatar host the World Cup, which I do sort of, you know, well, I think we all understand it, don't we? But what I would say about the Qatar World Cup is you can't simplify the concerns around human rights because they are the biggest concerns. But what you can do is you can discuss about it in a footballing sense. And I just do not believe that a World Cup at this time of the year benefits anybody other than the people who decided to do it. And they probably, you know, got quite rich off doing it, didn't they? It should not be happening. I don't think it makes the World Cup a better World Cup either. I really don't. As I said, as a United fan, there's a big chance that 75% of our first team will not be able to play against Burnley in the Carabao Cup, which is a tournament we probably want to win. They're targeting Malacia. A lot of people in the chat are saying that. Well, wouldn't you? Nice ball by Casemiro there. Bruno went for the Hollywood pass, didn't work. I can see what he was trying to do. But yeah, Fulham have started off very energetic here. I think they are trying to target that Malacia side, which is obvious. And they're trying to stop us passing out from the back, which is obviously what we want to do. That's a lovely ball by Luke Shaw. Back heel, Marcus. Marcus, play him in! Martial! Why did he not play him in better than that? Martial's not happy, and I'm not happy, Tony, either, that he knows that fucking Rashford's got to play this a lot. It's a lovely ball by Luke Shaw. Rashford's just got to play a better pass. Now, roll it in front of it. Why did he pass it backwards? Roll it in front of him. Martial's fuming. That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal, that. Just take care with that final pass. Lovely ball by Luke Shaw. Lovely ball by Luke Shaw. And that's what it's all about. Here we go in short with corners again. Oh, it wasn't a bad cross by Luke Shaw. Lovely ball by Luke Shaw to get Rashford in. Lovely run by Rashford, but the final pass. Remember, Rashford was #1 in the chart show. Greg said the pass was good from Rashford. No. You've obviously not played the game. Fulham on the attack. Martinez with a good interception. It's never a good pass to play it behind somebody. You look at Rashford there. He's got to play it slightly in front of him. He passes it backwards. It's like he's playing rugby. Let Martial run onto it. They've got numbers on Casemiro, says Lee. They are pressing us. They are pressing us. Carl Reese Henry is a prat and he wears Dean Henderson's pyjamas, says Aaron Williamson. There's a bit of beef going on in the chat here. Marvin said the weight on the pass wasn't very good either. Was Martial offside? Yeah. We're looking for that ball in behind. He might have been on. Martial might have been onside there. Whitehouse says it's a poor start from the midfield. I think it's just a very good start from Fulham. They're showing a lot of energy. They won't be able to do it for all of the game. And, you know, they're really going in on Casemiro. They're really going in on Malacia, our back four, and they're trying to put the pressure on. Oh, you got to go and win that, Lindelof. You can't hesitate. Now, yeah, you see, he goes and wins it that time. That's better by Lindelof. He should have done that on the previous play. You've got to go and win it. Football Manager's back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Corey says, Fulham have started extremely energetically. Casemiro can't break from their midfield, says Corey. You know what? I feel like Fulham have started off like Usain Bolt would start off in a marathon. They've sprinted off, but they're going to tire. That's my hope. No matter how much he don't want to use Wan-Bissaka, he had to be on the bench today, says Ryan. Look, it could be deemed as somewhat self-destructive not to use Wan-Bissaka, because as bad as he is, in Ten Hag's mind, he's not useless. He is a Premier League right-back that would probably start for West Ham. So look, yeah, of course there might be some... he's not Brandon Williams, is he? You know, he's not... I'm trying to think of somebody at right-back that would be completely a massive risk. Bruno's offside. Well, at least we're starting to find a bit of long ball. And I know that people won't like that, but away from home, sometimes you've got to be a bit like that. Hi, Mark, says Michael Talbot. Ten Hag thinks he's got a Tamiyasu, says Bad. I'm heading out to Qatar tomorrow, says Ed the Red. Love your content. Been watching since the start. Will be United Stand be doing anything Qatar? No. Jack, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. I can categorically say we had quite a few offers to go and do stuff in Qatar, and it was a big, fat no. For numerous reasons. I'm not going to pretend to be like the opposite of Gary Neville and not take the money and stuff like that, but that was a reason. But also, I just think the timing of it is crap. You know, I've got kids, and it's Christmas build-up time, and, you know, it's a special time, and I don't want to be out in Qatar. Also, yeah, I just didn't fancy it, to be honest. So no, we won't be doing anything there. Corner to Manchester United, but we will be covering the World Cup. We've got some good stuff. Malacia is not a right back. Ten Hag has got this wrong, says Andy. We don't have one. Look, I'm not saying that the World Cup's going to be bad. I don't know. I don't have that power. If I did, then I'd be very, very special. But, you know, I'm not going to not watch Argentina. I'm not going to not, you know, I can't wait to watch Martinez. I can't wait to watch Bruno playing for Portugal, and hopefully Delo as well. Casemiro as a Man United player playing for Brazil. Varane as a Man United player playing for France. You know, I'm looking forward to it. But I just don't like the timing of it. I really think the World Cup should be in the summer. I don't know what it's like in where you live, but there's a party feel to summer tournaments in the UK. I mean, we don't normally get loads of great weather, but you have your fan parks and stuff like that. It just feels weird when all the Christmas markets are out. But here we go. This is a bit of a break. We've got a 3v4 here. He's got to go Bruno. He's got to go Bruno. And it's a goal. He's onside. Chris my ass. Christian Eriksen. It's like Christmas. Chris my ass. 1-0 to Manchester United. We broke with a 4v3. Lovely little ball into Bruno. There wasn't a lot Bruno could do. He sort of did a cross shot, and Eriksen was there on the back post. And it's so important that Manchester United do score first. And let's look. It's a brilliant tackle by Casemiro. Eriksen feeds it into Martial. Lovely run by Bruno, who puts a cross in. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. What a tackle by Casemiro. Brilliant. 1-0. And let's all appreciate Casemiro. Let's all appreciate a player that's going to the World Cup but wants to play for Manchester United the week before. It's brilliant. It absolutely causes the 4v3. It's brilliant from Casemiro. It's brilliant from Martial. It's brilliant from Bruno. And it's brilliant from Eriksen. It's a brilliant, brilliant team goal. That's what you want to see. We really utilised the space so well there. Kiss my arse, Christian Eriksen. I don't mean kiss my arse, Christian Eriksen, and I did say Chris, but I'm just saying lots of people were getting a bit negative there, but I felt that what have Fulham done? You know, we'd had that half chance for Martial. Martial could have been onside on the one-on-one. We've looked good breaking on there. What a pass, says Kelly, James. Martial did really well, intelligent there. You can see why Ten Hag wants to play Martial as the striker. He's got strings to his bow. He's got more strings to his bow than a bow with loads of strings. He's got more strings than a guitar. It's got 6. But no, it was a great goal. You need to watch that back. If you're not watching it, you need to watch that back. Casemiro makes a wonderful tackle in the midfield. And then suddenly United have got a 4v3, which isn't easy. You've got to use the spare man. And Martial used the spare man in Bruno. And then Eriksen's on the back post. It's lovely. It's called a harp. It's got more strings than a harp, says Random. There you go. 1-0. And that is so important to score early in the... It's not early. It's so important to score first in these sort of games because now we've got some confidence. Now the next stage is don't concede an equaliser in the next two or 3 minutes. But yeah, it sort of allows us to counter. And we have got pace up front in the 3 positions. Mitchell's played the game. Lovely start from Manchester United here. 1-0. I love that goal. I love that goal. Here we go. Bit of a boring stat from Ad. He says, Eriksen, our number 14, scores on match day 14. Let's bring up Sky. They'll use it. Casemiro's the best, says Sheikh. I love Casemiro. Martial is immaculate. Velcro touch, says A. I just hope he can play more than an hour, you know. Casemiro's having a great game. You'd never know he was playing in the World Cup next week, would you? He's everywhere. He just can't play in second gear. It's all or nothing. Martial's having a great game as well. That's a foul. He's not giving it. Who's that number 9? He's really good, says Pisco. He just needs to stay fit, mate. Just needs to stay fit. If we didn't have Casemiro, Eriksen wouldn't have been in the 6-yard box. Most unexpected best signing in the recent games, says Shamath Kamath Fitness. Rodrigo says Elanga's been a ghost. I mean, what? You know, Elanga's there to provide structure and work rates. I mean, I think another reason Elanga's been picked is because he will support Malacia. Nobody's really spoken about this. Malacia is a right back, a left back playing at right back. So will Garnacho defensively support as much as Elanga will? Elanga's a bit of a, you know, he's a hard worker, isn't he? Palina is class, says Enjod. I remember him being linked to Man United. I was quite surprised when he went to Fulham. Many people feel he's a bit better than that. He's in the Portuguese squad. Well up by Lindelof. Eric Ten Hag's been watching Goldbridge ball on TFC career mode, says Kyle. That's a lovely flick by Willian. We have got the numbers back here, though, as Fulham try to break. It's not a bad ball into Pereira. And now Willian. This will be a well-worked. Well done, Eriksen. Back doing the defensive work, but it is a corner. Martial's been fantastic, says Madrid. I think Casemiro has as well. All 3 of our midfield have started off quite well. In fact, that goal was about the midfield, wasn't it, really? Casemiro tackle, Bruno pass, Eriksen finish. Not forgetting Martial's contribution as well. But all 3 of our midfielders involved in the goal. You wouldn't get that with McFred and Donny. Look at Casemiro chasing down the press from his own header. Yeah, I'm doing an all-day charity stream on Saturday. I do it every, not every Saturday, I do it every November, middle Saturday. So, yeah, if you want to join me for that on Saturday, you can do. Willian with the shot way over the bar. United can slow this game down a little bit here. Good start. Long way to go, but 1-0 up makes the job... I'm not going to use the word. TMS says Ericsson made the tackle, not Casemiro. Oh, mate, I don't know what telly you're watching the game on, because it was definitely Casemiro. Bloody hell. It's scary, isn't it? What do they call it? False media, where someone just makes something up. Sometimes you get lucky in the transfer window. The Casemiro signing was revolutionised our midfield. Lovely cross in. Why didn't he head it? It was offside. It was offside. It was offside. Rashford was offside. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mark, Casemiro is who we needed to pair Pogba with before he came. Yeah, he was offside. Thank God Rashford's offside here, because why would you not head it? Yeah, Brad basically saying that Pogba and Casemiro would have been something very special. I don't know. I mean, Pogba had his chances at United. It would have made his job easier, but he did have his chances at United. Struggling a bit on the right-hand side, says Jordan. Well, as you can see there, Ericsson with the goal, ball on his shoulder. He scored a goal. Boohoo man, 40% off. Scan the QR code. Get your Christmas presents in early. Loads of stuff you can get on. Use the code Goldbridge, 40% off. Scan the QR code. Lovely. Lovely by Martinez. If we win this game today, I promise you I will wear an Argentina top on the football fill-in tomorrow. In praise of Martinez. And I don't really like wearing football tops, so, but I will do it if we win. It's a price I'm willing to pay and play. I'd rather have Marsh and Dallas than our front line, says Kinky. We want Glazers out, loud and proud. Sky didn't even turn it down this time, says Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. Lovely stuff, because I don't have the audio on. Lovely ball by Martinez into Casemiro. He's gone long. He's gone long. Alanga. No. Too long. Is Alanga playing, says Ash G? Well, he just tried to get on that. All I want Alanga to do is get back and support Malacia on that side. Willian is a difficult, tricky customer. It's Pereira. Talk about the British Empire. Is home. I don't know. No, I'm talking about football, mate. Long ball FC, said someone there. We are away from home, and we're very far from being the finished article. I think sometimes people expect too much. I'm very happy with this start. To be 1-0 up after 23 minutes, I will take that. They're on the attack though, Fulham. Willian lays it off. Good interception by Lindelof. Now Alanga, you've got to get that. What can you do? Move on. I think England did win the World Cup, didn't they? In the cricket. I haven't watched it. I'm sure I saw a tweet or something. My prediction was 1-0 Freeze. So I would take this now. Oh, nice little turn there on Martinez. Straight pace race. I mean, I think that was a good example of Martinez's pace there. Vinicius, the striker, just knocks it and runs him, and he's there with him. I mean, Martinez is not a speed merchant, far from it, but he kept with him. He kept with him. Pereira's gone down here. Pre-season Perlo. I think Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw just gave him a bit of a shoulder. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 528,000. In fact, we're only about 20 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We've got loads coming up for you over this week. Big reveal on Thursday. Got Fabrizio on the show tomorrow. Ben Foster will be on as well. Loads of transfer talk and stuff coming up. I think United are going to be leaking like a sieve over the next few weeks with contract renewals. What a save by De Gea. It was basic. Oh. There was an offside anyway. I thought it was going to be a penalty because Pereira spun Martinez, but this would not have counted. But how important a save was it? Pereira flips away on the right-hand side from Martinez. It's a good cross. It is offside. De Gea didn't know that, uses his feet, and yeah, it stays 1-0. Big save by De Gea, but it would have been offside. How are we playing, Mark? Says Jamil. All right. All right. I think Fulham have been good. I mean, what are the stats there? 58% possession for Fulham. Quite surprised by that. Obviously, we are playing quite counter-attacking. Fulham are pressing us very high, so I think it's very hard for us to have a possession-based game. I mean, you don't normally see that with a Ten Hag system. But we have seen it before. We've seen it against Leicester and Southampton away from home. So Alanga's got the ball on the right-hand side. I mean, if you can just find a United player, that'll be fine. Hypocrisy says home. Where do I watch the match, says Liam. It's on Sky in the UK. What are my thoughts on Rashford, says Malik. I actually think the World Cup will do Rashford good. I think Rashford needs games. I think he's shown improvement. And, you know, there's still a lot of work, but it's a lot better than it has been. Show looks great. Mark looks a bit The Office-esque, says Nelly. I'll show you I'll run the trailer again at half-time. Yeah, that's out tomorrow at midday. So make sure you remember to watch that, whether it's on your lunch break or you just pop out to watch it. It'll be out tomorrow on the Mark Goldbridge channel, but I'll drop all the links and everything for you to watch it. Oh, that's a lovely ball by Willian. Fulham, Wilson here. Don't let him on his left foot. De Gea punches it away. Come on, Fulham, says Corey. Shut up, Corey, says Goldbridge. Some need to push Fulham towards the left, then we should be okay, says Lee. I just don't think this is sustainable for Fulham. They've been Duracell bunnies for the last half an hour. The effort and energy they're putting in. I mean, I think it's a dangerous thing to be away from home. The last game before the break, because all the home teams know they're going to get a big break, so it's like one big push, isn't it? And Fulham will fancy their chances today anyway, because there is a bit of vulnerability about United, especially after Villa last week. Got to say, though, that Villa loss last week wasn't great, was it? But the fact that they've gone to Brighton and won just shows you the upturn in Villa, that they're, you know, it wasn't like we lost to a load of crap. They actually have improved a lot under Emery. Vias says that we're lucky that Mitrovic isn't playing. Yeah, I think Mitrovic makes them stronger, of course he does. But, you know, are Fulham not lucky that we don't have Delo and Anthony? You know, our right-hand side is a Langer and a left-back. So it works both ways, doesn't it? There will be people there who are going, wow, United are bloody lucky they ain't got Mitrovic. But look at our right-hand side. Look at our bench. We've got quite a few players out as well. Do I think Ronaldo goes in January, says Adia? I think the stance from Manchester United is that if George Mendes can find a move for Ronaldo, he can go. I just don't... I think it's in everybody's interest that Ronaldo goes. Leave it, leave it. This is a great goal if it happens. Oh, no. Oh, no. It was brilliant. It was really good from United. Eriksen into Rashford. Martial was onside. He left it for Bruno, who slipped him in. He got his shot off, and Leno just gets enough on it to stop it rolling over the line. It was lovely play by United, though. Really good link-up play between Martial and Bruno. Casemiro needs to stop the long balls, says Rory. I think Rory, when you look at those stats on the screen, Fulham have got more possession than us, but they're not really doing much with it. It's definitely a tactic to play counter-attack. And as I said, if you've been watching United this season, very similar to what we did against Southampton and Leicester. We're looking to, counter. Here's Pereira, though. He's had a good game. Good tackle by Martinez. 1-0 might be a bit of a stretch, though. I think it might be a few more goals in this game. Lee says he's glad we didn't get Frankie de Jong. Casemiro has stabilised that midfield and protects that back four. And Gakpo will cost double if he has a great World Cup, says Manchester. I mean, look, Jonathan David, another player to keep an eye on in the World Cup. What? 15 minutes to go to half time. 6:20, 20 past. Alanga's getting a bit of stick in the chat, but personally I just feel he's there to put a shift in. That right-hand side is weak for United, and sometimes, you just want to try and shut it down and, a bit of work. It's a difficult job for Malacia because he is a left-back. De Gea needs to come and get that. Lovely. Lovely collection by De Gea there. Just takes the pressure off his centre-backs when a big ball gets knocked into the box. But Fulham are winning down that left-hand side again. They're exploiting it. Willian's left him for dead. Martinez gets an important header. And Rashford turns. And that'll be a yellow card, ref. Get your cards out. Get your card out. Twat. Yeah, there it is. Good. Get it out. Lindelof's positioning has improved a lot under Ten Hag. He's like a B-Tech Thiago Silva. The ice to Martinez's fire. Ahead of Maguire now. So Sharath come out for this. I don't disagree. I think that Lindelof has, and I said this before the game, why is Lindelof playing ahead of Maguire? I think that they're both very similar but different, but I don't think there's a lot between the two. But it's very, very clear that Ten Hag and Martinez prefer Lindelof to Maguire. So, yeah, he is the fourth choice centre-back now, isn't he? I never would have predicted these things if I'd have been asked about this in the summer. I never would have predicted that Maguire would be fourth choice centre back and Ronaldo would be the bench striker. But in many ways, as much as I didn't necessarily want that to happen, especially in the case of Ronaldo, I think it's the best thing to happen for United when you take the two biggest personalities from the dressing room last year and basically sit them down and say, I'm the boss. And has it had a detrimental effect on us? Not really. Why isn't Garnacho playing right wing, says Delta? He is left-footed and has a wonderful cross. I think it's about having an option in the second half, and I think it's about work rate in the first half to help out Malacia. I mean, Elanga is basically playing like a full-back winger, isn't he? He's not doing anything going forward compared to Rashford. Lovely little link up here. Eriksen into Bruno. Nice little flick. In fact, it was a shit flick. It was a shit flick. Willian is class, says Modern Soccer. I mean, Willian is having one of those games where he can be arsed. Trust me, Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans will back me up on this. Willian does not play like this every week. He just fancies it today. Bad pass by Luke Shaw there. Star players like Casemiro, Bruno and Eriksen can't keep possession against teams like Fulham. Would you blame the tactics, says Karan? I don't think we're trying to play as a possession-based side today. A lot of misplaced passes this game so far, says NJ. Oh, Bruno loses it again down the right-hand side. And a corner. They are constantly exploiting that side, and you can understand why. Usually I'm bored with everything you do, but that trailer is bad. I think it's a miss, says Brian. Don't really care, mate. It's still going to happen, isn't it? Thanks for shitting on my work. Appreciate that. You're a lovely guy. Get Elanga out, says Wanda, and they get through us so easily, says the ultimate opportunity. And Sam, welcome to the Members Club. Appreciate that. Vias makes a good point. The issue with... goal kick to Man United. The issue with Malacia is he's playing at right back when he's left-footed. It's very difficult. I'll play the trailer at half-time so you can have a look yourselves. I mean, look, it's not going to be for everybody, but some people might enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed making it, and it'll be out tomorrow. Willian is destroying Malacia at the moment, says Kui. And you're surprised why? I mean, I don't really know what people expect us to do. Like, Delo is out and he wants a right back. I wouldn't pick Wan-Bissaka either. Like, he doesn't want to show the club. I think Ten Hag's doing a very clever thing. He doesn't want to show the club that Wan-Bissaka can do the job because he doesn't want Wan-Bissaka. He wants to be backed and given the players that he wants. So, watch out. Pereira's got space to put a cross in. It's not a bad cross. Malacia puts it out for a corner. I think he's right. I think there's a tolerance to lose the ball higher up the pitch. Bruno tries because there's a trust in the defence to be 1v1 and Casemiro gets it back, says Nihal. How we've lacked first-class coaching in Ollie time, says True K. So another corner for Fulham here. Jack says that Malacia needs to get subbed. For who? I think we're being infiltrated by a few thickos in the chat. What are you trying to figure out about this game? We do not have a right back. Malacia is doing the job there. We have nobody else to do it. And he's not going to use Wan-Bissaka because he doesn't want to show the club that Wan-Bissaka is his reserve right back. He wants them to buy him one. It's all part of the process. And Ten Hag is right. I would rather he didn't use Wan-Bissaka and sent the message that he doesn't want to use him. Can't put Lindelof at right back. And what? And bring Maguire on and then everyone's going in on Maguire. Lindelof and Martinez are playing well. Here's Alanga. Wins a foul. It's almost like we're not winning 1-0, isn't it, with some people? Have you heard anything concrete about January business, says Fergie? Also, congratulations. Thank you very much. Yeah, there will be some business in January for Manchester United. Yeah, absolutely. I think we need to take Alanga off for Donny or Scott and shift Bruno to the right. Alanga isn't helping Malacia out at all, says Joshua. It's a bit harsh on Bruno, though, to chuck him out into the graveyard shift. I mean, as a senior pro who is the captain, chucking him out onto the right-hand side to put a shift in is not really the way to go, I don't think. Excuse me. I mean, straight away, Alanga needs to be dropping there. He is not gone with the player on that side. Alanga's not really providing good enough support for Malacia. This was never going to be a game we show our fantastic progress. This is survival with the bare squad, says Lee. Doing well, all things considered. It reminds me so much of Southampton and Leicester away when we, after we'd had those bad start to the season against Brighton and Brentford, where we just went away and, tried to build a result on a strong defence and a counter. Thanks, Tumbleweed. I don't really understand what Alanga's doing because every time he gets the ball, he loses it. So really, just put the defensive work in and help Malacia double up. But he's not. He's not really doing that as well. A bit of praise for the ref from Worldwide. Seems to have got most things right so far. So here's Alanga. Just keep the ball, mate. Keep the ball. That's good. That's good. Rashford. Oh, it's just a little bit out of his way. Luke Shaw with the cross. Martial. Oh, it would have been a great goal. Lovely cross by Luke Shaw. He loves those first-time whips into the box. And Martial just heads it over the bar. Can Shaw switch with Malacia? He's senior left back, says Magic. Well, with crossing like that, you wouldn't want him to switch. It's a lovely cross by Luke Shaw. Should Martial do better? Probably. He probably should do better there. Luke Shaw just getting into form just in time for the World Cup. I mean, England will be all right with Trippier and Shaw at fullback. They're both playing really well at the moment. There we go, goes for a goal kick. 5 minutes to go. I tell you what, it's not been a bad half for Man United. It's flown by, hasn't it? We are currently 1-0 up. 5 minutes to go. Fulham have put a lot of work in. Will they be able to keep doing that in the second half? I don't know, is the honest answer. Refreshing to see the culture being set by Erik ten Hag. Dropping players, rewarding good performances. Ollie never took strong decisions. Players got too comfortable. Absolutely spot on, Rohit. I'm going to actually stand up and give you a clap. You've made the comment of the day so far. I needed a stretch anyway, but you have. It doesn't get mentioned enough. It doesn't get mentioned enough. The contrast between what Ten Hag is doing and what Ollie did is completely night and day. You had a manager there who, you know, if he was picking the team today, you know who would be playing, and he wouldn't rotate it, and he wouldn't go on form. Time, Luke, time. That's it. If in doubt, boot it out. I think it's been a good game as well, Afonso. It's not been a slow game. There's been a lot of energy in it. Would you take Mbappe? Says Jock. I mean, anyone's going to take Mbappe, but if you're, I think there's a better question. Would you spend 150 million pounds on Mbappe, or would you spend it on something else? And I'd spend it on other players. Here's Rashford, lays it off to, Malacia there. Oh, penalty ref. Oh, he's giving it the other way. Have the board soften their stance for no business until the summer, says Jimmy Conway. I'd like to look at this again. I think it might be a penalty. Malacia. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it's a penalty. I think the Fulham player gets there first. Yeah, it's not a penalty. Really counter-attacking football. What is this, says Lalo. Why do we have such a toxic fan base? We still need a lot of work, but definitely improved. I back Ten Hag, says Grace. I just ignore it. I don't really get what the negativity is all about. Malacia probably has more of a total football background. That's probably why he's been placed there instead of anyone else, says TJ. Well, the interesting thing there is Malacia's playing at right back, and he's basically in the support striker position, and people forget this. It's about playing fullbacks for Ten Hag, inverted, whatever you want to call it. They have to get forward as well. Lowe says, I want to like Alanga, but he offers nothing. Good tackle, Luke Shaw there. That's it. There's a runner. Ericsson. Oh, it's just behind Rashford. Garnacho should start on the right, starting from this evening. Ten Hag should play his best 10 players in all league games, says the Himalayan. I like Alanga, and I don't often speak badly of him, but I will keep saying what I keep saying. He is not ready to play for Manchester United. Akil says he can't play in the Prem. Alanga should be in the Championship, playing for Reading or Birmingham, and developing his career. He's unfortunate that when Ranić came in, the only fit forward he really had was Ronaldo, so he had to use Alanga. And the same thing is now happening with Ten Hag. Anthony's not fit, Sancho's not fit, Ronaldo's not fit, so Alanga has to stay and be used again. He's woefully out of his depth, but it isn't his fault because he's having to be used because we don't have other people. The best thing for his career is actually to have him out on loan. So he's in a bad situation, isn't he? I hope he gets that move at some point because I think he needs it. Yeah, that's my stance on that. Don't forget to check out Boohoo Man next to me there. Scan the QR code, 40% off. I'm wearing one of their hoodies here. Boohoo Man Active, loads of stuff. They've got hoodies, t-shirts, gym wear, Lycra, all sorts of stuff. Get yourself some Boohoo Man stuff. It's 40% off. What a reduction that is with the code Goldbridge. And links in the video description as well. Big shout out to Boohoo Man. We're only going to get a minute of added time here. So, Manchester United. Oh, Ericsson. I don't know how he got on the end of this cross, but when he did, I think he's got to finish it. He slams it wide as he runs onto it. United could have been 2-0 up here. And to be fair, I think it's a Bruno cross. Oh, he's got to score. He's got to score. I don't know where he came from. It's a lovely cross by Bruno. Ericsson isn't really stretching, and he should score. He should score. He's gone bottom corner and should be 2-0. Ten Hag knows as well. Not happy. But it's been a good half from Ericsson. So we're about to hit half time now. Referee, in fact, does blow for half time. So Manchester United leading 1-0 at half time. It should have been 2-0. Ericsson with a massive chance at the end. But on the grand scheme of things, we would probably take that, wouldn't we? Welcome to the Members Club and Kit. And also welcome to Josh. Appreciate that. We've also had a few super chats that we've caught up. The referee's been brilliant, says Luke82. I haven't really noticed him, so that means he probably has been. Let's have a look at the halftime stats. This is always the thing that we like to look at. Referees having a chat with the Fulham manager, actually, at the moment. Don't know what that's all about. But look, I think that tells the half, really. 53% for Fulham possession. We've had more shots than them. We've had double the amount of shots on target. Similar on the corners. Passes, obviously, they've had a little bit more. Passing accuracy is more or less the same. Tackles is more or less the same. But I think it's a conscious effort that we've approached this game much the same way as we approached Leicester and Southampton a few weeks ago. Go on the road, be compact, and look to hit on the break. And I think that is something that Manchester United have done pretty well. We've had the two biggest chances of the game. One of them was a goal. The other one was Ericsson, who's just put it wide. I think Martial probably should have done better with the header as well. So look, I mean, maybe it's not easy on the eye, but I also feel that sometimes our fan base or elements of our fan base can be a little bit too demanding. We lost to Villa last week. We've got a lot of players out. We're completely dead on that right hand side. Malacia is a left back, and Alanga, I think we can all agree, shouldn't probably be playing in the Premier League. He should be on loan in the Championship. So that right-hand side is basically weak. And yet we're winning 1-0 and we've had the best chances in the game. It's very difficult to play a possession-based game of football away from home anyway, but especially against a team that's putting so much energy into a high press, which is why we keep getting in behind them. This is what Villa did to us as well on Wednesday night. Teams have got this tactic against Ten Hag at the moment to press us high. So we do have to look for that ball in behind. But ultimately, if we come out of this game with a win, that's all we need to do. And we know there are limitations of that squad at the moment. I think the right-hand side is very weak. Should we be looking at subs at half-time? I mean, you can bring Garnacho on, but that's an attacking substitute. I'm almost thinking that he might look at maybe going a little bit more defensive with the substitute first. We'll have to wait and see. I do think we're comfortable enough, being more clinical, and we're flying. Garnacho for Alanga, hopefully, says Sean. Welcome to Members Club Tom and Ruben as well, who says, would you put some young players in like Zidane? Ruben, no. I mean, this has to be about 3 points. I'd love to see Iqbal get a bit of game time. Of course I would, but we need to win this game. You've got to secure the points. I'd rather bring Fred or McTominay on to secure the midfield and secure the points, really. Can't believe Alanga is this bad and still starting. Also, we need a right-back, centre-back and striker in January, says Abadaf. Look, I'm loath to go in on Alanga. He's a young player doing a job that really he shouldn't be doing, but is having to do out of necessity. This is because Sancho and Anthony and Ronaldo are not available, and you have to scrape the barrel and bring in a young player who, as we know, should be on loan. So I'm not going to start criticising him. But yeah, we're weak down that right-hand side. And I'd be lying if I said when was the last time Alanga had a good game. it's a problem. But the alternatives we don't really have. I love both players, but if Ronaldo missed the same chances as Martial, he would be getting hate right now, says James. Controversial, but I'd bring on Maguire for Malacia and put Lindelof at right back because Willian is killing Malacia, says Robel. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I know it's an elastoplast. It's a band-aid at right back with Malacia, but he's way more mobile than Lindelof. I think Willian would probably have... What I'm trying to say is there's no guarantee. You're telling me that Lindelof won't be had on toast by Willian. I don't think that's a good matchup either. I think it's just a weakness we're going to have to try and get by with today, which we knew. I recently joined a football team. I was training with them on Friday. I'm not the best at football. Have you got any advice for me? Thank you, says Mina. Watch lots of football and, you know, work on your game. Little things like passing the ball against the wall, control, pass and move, things like that. Keep ups, you know, lots of ball work and, you know, little dribbles around cones and stuff. That's what I started off doing as a kid. That's what many people do. If you're starting off, that's the way to do it. Congratulations on England winning the 2020 World Cup, says Suhas. Yeah, I didn't even know they'd won that until about half an hour ago. Martial's playing well, though. He also creates chances. I think Bruno plays better with him as well, which is great. I'm happy with that so far. Quite a bit of punditry has overlooked that Erik ten Hag is basically a beginner in the Premier League. In such a short time, this turnaround is insanely good, says Neil. And Malacia is being toyed with by William. We need to change it by half-time. Maybe Elanga can play right back. Do you know Lacroix from Wolfsburg, says Architect. I know him from FIFA. I genuinely think that people are going overboard with the discussion about Malacia at right back. I think some people are trying to, you know, almost hype themselves up that they're some sort of Pep Guardiola figure. I'm telling you now, there's not really an alternative I would change. You've just got to sometimes you just got to take on the weakness, whether you're playing Football Manager, FIFA or real life. Sometimes you know you've got a weakness in your team, but it's the most suitable weakness. When I look at Malacia, he's quick, he knows how to get forward, and yeah, Willian's getting the better of him, but Lindelof is a huge risk at right back, and there's nobody else. So I think we've just got to. Sometimes you just got to take on the weakness, and yeah, there is definitely a weakness.
Gary,
there.
come on.
But you know, I'm not of a mind to change it. I know some people would say, yeah, we bloody should change it, but I'm not really at a mind of changing it at the moment. I think it's working quite well. Why is United rarely crossing the ball when on a corner kick? They usually just play it short and then into the middle. Why not whip it in? We started that in the last game, Jim. I don't know why that is. Xander says Ten Hag's doing very well compared with what he has to work with. He can't do miracles. So far, so good today. Thank you, Xander, for that. Yeah, a lot of people are. Of course, a lot of people will say that Fulham are missing Mitrovic, which no doubt is the case. But I also feel that United are missing Ronaldo and Anthony and Delo and Sancho. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Gary, come on.
I need to get that working. Can you hear that when it says, Gary, come on?
Gary, come on.
Media
I'm Mark
Source
Goldbridge.
18. Let me get this sorted.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come.
Right, I'm going to put that on in a minute. I didn't know you could hear it because I couldn't hear it. I'll tell you what that's all about in a minute. But continuing with United and Fulham. Fulham have put a lot of effort into that first half. I don't know whether you realise that or not. Fulham have put a lot of effort into that first half, and I don't know whether that's achievable for another 45 minutes, but at 1-0, it could be. So we've got to have a bit more of an answer. I'm surprised people aren't talking about the Eriksen and Martial chances more, because when you look at, everyone's going about Willian this, Willian that, Pereira that, Polina this. How many decent chances have Fulham created? Put some respect on our defence. I think Lindelof and Malacia and Shaw have played well. De Gea's looked solid. Casemiro's had a good game. We don't score the first goal without Casemiro. And we've always looked dangerous on the break. So we've had the biggest chances. If Fulham had the chances we've had, I'd be worried. But the three best chances was the goal, Eriksen's chance at the end of the half, and Martial's header. So we're creating the best chances. Gary, come on, says Ghost Vibes. How do you think we are? How far do you think we are away from being a possession team? Says Kevin. I think we need a fully fit squad, Kevin. Really, we need energy in the midfield. Says Manoj. We need to bring in Fred and possibly substitute Eriksen. Erection. I don't think we do, Manoj. He's scored a goal and nearly scored another. Reason we are going short on corners, we don't score anyway, so whipping it in only ends up with us losing possession, leading to a counter, says Kay. Rashford has been absolute garbage. Garnacho looks like the left winger for us, says Sean. Yeah, definitely. It's been a bit of an interesting one. Right, I'm going to play you this trailer now because people are like going, what's going on? I've got a new... There's two big announcements this week. Thursday, huge announcement on the United Stand. Do not miss that on Thursday. We'll be leaking a bit about it for the members on Thursday morning, and then lunchtime it will come out for everybody else. Tomorrow, I've got something landing at midday on the Mark Goldbridge channel. It'll be tweeted out everywhere anyway, so you'll get the link if you're not a subscriber to my channel personally, but it's coming out tomorrow. This is a trailer for it. I filmed it a couple of weeks ago and it's ready to go. You can watch the trailer now.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening. We're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back. We're not having lunch. There's a creator stuck in here! No! Why are you not doing anything?
Who gives a shit anyway?
That is by far one of the best creative ideas I've seen.
Midday tomorrow, that lands. Make sure you check it out, watch it. You might not like it, you might love it. It might lead to other things. I've already had a phone call from Hollyoaks, so you know what? They love it. But that's out tomorrow at midday. Watch it drop tomorrow. We've also got Fabrizio Romano on the show tomorrow live at 2:30. We'll be talking about Ronaldo, the transfer window, January, right backs, outgoings, loads to get into. Can't wait for that show tomorrow because it's really going to hot up around United and transfer activity. This next 4 weeks is based, and I say 4 weeks because obviously we're going to be preparing for the game against Burnley in early December by going to Spain for a pre-season, whatever you want to call it. The next 4 weeks is massive for Ten Hag, so expect a lot of stuff coming out about ingoings and outgoings. Mark Oscarbridge says, Kevin, thanks for all the love on that. Looking forward to it dropping tomorrow. Hopefully you will enjoy it. Any thoughts on Paulino? I think he's making it hard for Casemiro and Eriksen to take a hold of the game in midfield, says Jim. They've got a good midfield, Jim. Garnacho for Elanga, says Darren. He's doing well. And yeah, thank you for everyone who's doing your super chats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We've got to win this game. We've got to win this game. It's so important. You look at that league table. We're 6 points behind Spurs and Newcastle if we don't win today. Obviously, we're 3 at the moment. Goldbridge needs an Oscar nomination, says Jack. And Pereira's doing well, says Alex. Yeah, it's been an interesting half for United. But the funny thing is, we should be 2-0 up. We had a massive chance with Eriksen again at the end of the half. And I just think we need to be more... clinical. Can I just give you a big shout out to Boohoo Man as well? They're sponsoring the show. I know Christmas is coming and you might be looking at Christmas presents or a gift for yourself or even just treat yourself now. 40% off with the code Goldbridge. You can scan the QR code with your phone on the camera bit, or you can go through the link in the description. 40% off. What a reduction that is with the code Goldbridge. Get stuff like this. They've got sportswear, Boohoo Man Active, fantastic. But also they've just launched Boohoo Man Match Day Manager. You can play along with the biggest football tournament in the world over the next few weeks, and the top 10 teams on the leaderboard will receive up to £1,000. Get involved with that fantastic game that they've got for the World Cup, and any purchases you make in the lead up to that will award you with more virtual card packs as well. It's a really interesting game that you can play through Boohoo Man, so give it a try across the World Cup. Links in the description. Take me on at that. But Lindelof already getting pulled out of position to deal with Willian on the flank. How would anyone expect Maguire to keep up with that, says Julian. Welcome to the Members Club, Ravi. And would you say Ten Hag has the greatest potential of any up-and-coming manager in the Premier League, says United 2004. I don't think we need to be that arrogant about it. You know, Brighton have got a good manager. Potter, I still think will do well at Chelsea. Eddie Howe's doing brilliant at Newcastle. Arteta is obviously a few years ahead, but he's doing great things at Arsenal. I don't think we need to label the potential of Ten Hag. I just think we at United need to acknowledge that we've got the right manager. If that's what you think, I certainly think that. I wouldn't swap Ten Hag for anybody. I think he's had a hard job. If we can get 3 points here today, Luke says, are you going to say yippee-ki-yay, Mother Pratt? Okay. But look, I think when you look at Ten Hag and what he's doing so far, I wouldn't swap him for anybody. And I certainly feel that, it's not an easy job that he's had. He's had a load of things going, for him and against him. Players are coming out on the pitch. But the big thing for me when I look at this is this. I'm going to take it. Is that look at that league table as it stands. That's with the 3 points added on. That's as it stands. That would put us 5th place, 26 points, 3 points off Spurs with the game in hand. That is what happens if we win. That's as it stands right now. So there is a lot of work still to be done. But if you offer me that and ask me what Ten Hag is doing as a job for Manchester United, and that's the situation we're in tonight, going into this World Cup break, I would bite your hand off for that, especially after Brentford and Brighton and the issues we've had with Ronaldo, the injuries, the injuries we've got today. If you'd offered me that after that Brentford game, I would have said that's an amazing turnaround. So yeah, I'm pretty encouraged if that is the situation. But of course, we've got to get this game done, and in no way am I disrespecting what Fulham have done in that half, because I think they have played very, very well. Anyway, the second half is about to kick off. 45 minutes left before the World Cup break. We need to get out of Craven Cottage with 3 points. Can we do it? Defensively, I know we're weak down that right-hand side. I think we can all acknowledge that. But apart from the right-hand side, which is a definite band-aid position for United, that right-hand side, we all know it's weak. Ten Hag knows it's weak. It's just the way we're going. We started the second half there. Apart from that, would I not be right in saying that I think that defensively, I think Lindelof and Martinez have played well. Luke Shaw's played well. De Gea's played well. So look, let's try and, I think Alanga's just got to tuck in. Get Alanga to tuck in and help Malacia double up. I know we're trying to use him on the break as well, but yeah, I want to see Malacia, supporting a bit as well. Alanga supporting Malacia. Because the thing that's bothered me a little bit is I've seen the Fulham left-back bombing on and Alanga not with him. But Willian is having a decent game for them. Lindelof goes for a corner. But we'll have storms to ride out. We're going to have to defend well. Fulham haven't really had a clear-cut chance in 45 minutes. Despite all this, Fulham are doing well. They haven't really had a chance, have they? We don't normally start the second half very well, bad boys, as it's a bit of a sloppy start. Corner for Fulham. Cross it comes in by Pereira. It's in and about the box. We clear it, but it comes to the edge of the box. That goes well over the bar. That's fine. Hair boots it long. We'll never forget how much this channel helped so many get through the lockdowns. If you're leaving, we'll be gutted, but best of luck with everything, says James. Thank you very much for the chat, James. Mark, you're a great amateur football pundit, says Rory. Don't know whether to take that as a positive or not. Thanks for the chat anyway. Mark, I think the main thing I've noticed is we always seem to do well against the top 6, with the exception of City. Big improvement against the top team, says Swift. Well up, Lindelof. He needs to get up quick. He's hurt his back. United haven't realised with Malacia. Martial, sorry. Bruno. Oh, trying to get... Eriksen's making those runs, isn't he? I'm a bit worried about Lindelof here. Is he all right? I think he's all right, yeah. He's ran it off. Martinez. Lovely, but look at that ball by Martinez. He could have booted it out. And he actually finds Bruno with the ball. And United, nice little bit of play here. Alanga's in. Oh, not a great finish. Oh, and Rashford Bloody hell. Wow. That would have been a great moment to score. Have you played the game, says Niall. I don't really know what Fulham's defence is doing here. It's a lovely ball in by Bruno, and it finds its way to Alanga, who doesn't shoot with any conviction at all, but it comes back to Rashford, who's just probably a little bit unlucky. Could have been 2-0 there, but Rashford's shot was rubbish. Sorry, not Rashford. Alanga's shot just had no conviction in it at all. Corner to Man United. Looks like we're going to whip this one in. Eriksen headed away. I don't think we whip corners in because I don't really think we've got a lot of height in there. Casemiro is probably the only guy we've got in there that's good in the air. Right, we've got to be quick here, Martinez. Well done. Nice little dink. Bruno might have it. Oh, we really need the second goal, you know. We need the second goal. It would just kill the game off. Deji or Mayweather, who's winning? Says Sal. I like Deji, but I don't think there's any way in the world that Mayweather's going to lose his record to a YouTuber, is he? So, yeah. It'd be an exhibition anyway, won't it? But the clock is not wrong. It is exactly linked up with me. Mark, I played the game, says Luke. Here's Rashford. Eriksen. Martinez. I love the pass from Martinez. I really want to wear that Argentina shirt on the football fill-in tomorrow. I've said if United win, I'm wearing an Argentina shirt tomorrow. In appreciation for Martinez. Bruno. Bruno's having a good game today. I'll give it. I want my Bruno back. I want the Bruno that I used to love back. Martial. Good shot. Mark, is it true that you're the new Bond villain, says Martin Spellman? Well, when you watch tomorrow, you might be right. You know, the acting skills of Goldbridge will be put to the test tomorrow. But like I say, I've already had offers from Hollyoaks, so I think you can guess the sort of standard of my acting you're going to see tomorrow at midday when it drops. I think we're moving the ball a bit better this half. Now, Alanga, you need to be sprinting now. He needs to be sprinting there to help Malacia out. Good tackle by Malacia. You look like Sebastian Vettel, says Rory Francis. F1's on at 6:30, isn't it? Remember, we'll be doing the player ratings in the second half. You can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match. My man of the match. Who would be your man of the match so far? It's a good question. I think that I think Bruno's played well. I think when we've got the ball to Martial, he's played well. I think Martinez and Lindelof and Casemiro have played well. Yeah, I think there's a few, 5 or 6 players that are playing well, but none of them have really gone to the level of man of the match so far. Good save, De Gea again. I mean, he is playing well. I think Lindelof needs to be a bit tighter there. Another big save by De Gea. I can't believe this. I'm trying to sort the timer out as well. I'm just waiting for it to come through. Oh, I've done it again now. There we go. Time is sorted now. It was about 3 seconds off. David De Gea today, absolutely remarkable. Pereira with the cross, another corner. My keeper. It's one of those days for De Gea, isn't it? You know, where he just steps up and makes the difference. Pereira cleared away. Could be another shot to save here. Blocked by Rashford. Here we go. The break. Go on, Rashford. Get those legs running. Running. Run, run, run. It's a 3v3. Come on. Close the angle. You've gone too wide. Cross the ball. Cross it. Oh, too much power. Martial can't get there. De Gea's taking the news he ain't going to Qatar personally, says King. Got to get those goals in. 2 big saves for De Gea in the last couple of minutes. Daniel says this is the attack's fault for not taking the chances. We have actually had we should be 2-0 up. Maybe not on the balance of the game, but I think we should be 2-0 up. We have had the chances. Is that carousel going round, or do I just keep seeing Boohoo man? Oh, it is going round. That's fine. Well done, Malacia. Last ditch defending. It's not going to be pretty with Malacia, but we've just got to work with it. Oh, Rashford. Rashford's down. I think he's hurt his face. Oh, no. Not his shoulder. He's done his shoulder before. Usually Argentina play Otamendi and Romero at centre-back, says Robert McCormack. Well, they're idiots. Now, Rashford's hurt his shoulder before. And he's landed badly here. No, he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. He's all right. He's just put full support on his right hand. And that's the shoulder he's hurt, so you wouldn't be able to get yourself up. 2 good saves by De Gea here. They're just showing it back. The second one is that this one's the best reaction save there. Hi Mark. Obviously don't know what's coming tomorrow, but glad to see such a humble guy being able to make it in what can be such a nasty industry. Keep up the good work, says Finn. It is a nasty industry, you're right. But thanks, Finn. Thanks very much for that. The people who get on in this industry are complete twats. It never fails to amaze me. But thanks for your support. De Gea unbelievable again, says Miram, and De Gea great servant to the club, and he's a Fergie signing, says Mark. Elanga goes off. It's the right move, and it's McTominay for Elanga. That is interesting. So we'll probably push. I don't know what he'll do. Someone's got to go to the right to provide some width. So he's obviously gone a little bit defensive here. At the moment, I'm just trying to see whether he's asking McTominay. No, Bruno's gone to the right. So, yeah, whoever said that in the first half is right. He's gone and put Bruno on the right-hand side, which is... I mean, as I said, I think it's a bit disrespectful putting Bruno on the right-hand side when he's played so well as a 10. You know, the captain of the team going out to the right-hand side to do a shift just shows you that there's no hierarchy in the team. But it means McTominay will play more advanced, and he has done quite well in that position. I mean, I'll tell you what it is. It's a big up yours to Donny, isn't it? That's the Donny position, really, that he should be coming on in. So, but McTominay's done quite well in a more advanced position. Doesn't have to worry about the defensive side of things. And there's still 35 minutes to go. McTominay's put a bit of fake tan on, 100%. Or he's been on the sunbeds. You know it's true. Come on. He's had a bit of makeup or something on there. Dan James is coming on. McTominay for set pieces. Yeah, bit of height. You know, again, I don't think it's a bad substitution. I just think it's a shame that Bruno's got to go on the right-hand side. Are you placing Neil Ashton at United, says Alexander? There's a long way to go in this game. Scott McTanamy. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Cross the back post. Good defending by Malacia there. Good cross to the back post. Trying to exploit him, Pereira. But Malacia is there to put it out. Does well. Did well there, Malacia. Still so long to go in this game. Dan James, meep, says Niall. You think Eric Ten Hag would have benefited with Pogba? Carlos, I've got to say the whole Pogba chat is irrelevant. He's injured. He's been injured. He's not been fit since he left United. So there's too many hypotheticals there. Are you the presenter at Satanta Sport, says Manchester United. And no doubt Fergie would have signed Harry Kane, says Mark. Well, Fulham have started the half better. And it's going to be another corner here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Bruno. Oh, he's in. Oh, no. Good. That's really good by Leno there. That ball through by Bruno. I really thought we were in a one-on-one. But Leno really quick off his line. And it would have been Rashford as well. Leno very quick off his line then. Just need that second goal here. We really do. We Scooby-Doo. We really do. Maybe McTominay will get it. Here he comes. Meet. Dan James for Wilson. So Dan James is going to go up against Luke Shaw. They might be up against each other in the World Cup in a couple of weeks if you care. I'm more interested in Man United against Fulham than I am England against Wales. I think the Welsh enjoy the World Cup, but as an Englishman, I'm not really that bothered about England. I will get into it when it starts, but when you're managed by a Pratt, it's hard. You know, it's a bit like being managed like by Ollie. I'm not calling Ollie a Pratt because I love Ollie, but the style of football and the tactical nous, there is similarities there. Although I personally think Southgate's worse than Ollie. At least Ollie was Ollie did have a bit of a grasp. Love from Toronto, Canada, says Paul's pod. Thank you very much. Paul, you don't need to add Canada in there. I'm not a complete idiot. You could have just said love from Toronto, Mark, because I would have known it was Canada, but thanks for the clarification. Paul, you can see the tiredness in the Premier League teams. Most teams playing long ball and whipping in crosses, lack of pressing all around. So, yeah, very intelligent observation there, Si. Most teams are knackered. It's not just a Man United thing. Basically, what the powers that be have done with football this year is they've diluted the quality to make money. And you wonder how often they're going to keep doing that. Because it is a dilution of quality. Will Dan James do the dance if he scores, Mark, says Niall. We've still got half an hour to go here. There's a lot of subs being made quite early. Your mum says, help on asking out your crush. I don't know now. These days, it's difficult, isn't it? If you go and knock on the door and ask them out, they'll probably think you're a stalker. You had to do that when I was a lad. But nowadays, you can just do it on phone, which is far less worrying, isn't it? You just message on a WhatsApp and say, do you fancy going for a drink? And then they go, yes or no. Remember, yes doesn't mean you're in. They might just actually fancy, they might just fancy a drink. Who would you have as an England manager, says Mark? And Malacia has done a good job for us so far, says Jason. I'm very happy with Malacia so far. It's definitely a weakness, but lovely ball out to Bruno. It's definitely a weakness having Malacia at right back, but he's done all right there. Oh no, now we're in trouble. Willian up against Lindelof. Casemiro covers the space. Goal. I fucking knew it. Dan James as well. Meep, fucking Meep. Fucking believe it. That's on Bruno, that is. Bruno on the right wing loses the ball and we've overcommitted. Watch this. What the fuck is Bruno doing here? Keeps it in for Fulham to catch us on the break. Just low football IQ from Bruno there. That is absolutely screwed us. It's a brilliant break by Fulham. They do everything right. The cross is good. Dan James is there ahead of Martinez, but it's a crap goal. It's a crap goal to concede, and it all comes from that ball out to Bruno where he keeps it in. And I understand why he's doing it, but it kills us because Malacia is there as the backup for him. But as soon as Bruno loses the ball, Malacia's out of position, and then Willian's away. Ricky wanted him to score, says Kyle, and Ivan Toney in this team, it's 3-0 by now. Martial isn't clinical enough, and we need another winger because Rashford on the wing overall plays terrible. I think we're in trouble now, Sean. With half an hour to go, you've got to get Bruno back in the 10. I hate Bruno on the wing. Let's not kid ourselves. Bruno is not the man. I don't care what he's done in the past. Not good enough, says Sean. Somebody said, how is that Bruno's fault? Did you not watch the goal? He just kept the ball in play and took out the whole of the right-hand side. You can't play professional football and keep the ball in play and then go out off play yourself. If you're not going to keep control of the ball, you're better off letting it go for a throw-in. Don't keep the ball in blindly. That's what he does. I mean, sorry, we're playing a high-level game of football here. You can't just keep the ball in and leave it. If you know you're not going to keep the ball yourself, let it go for a throw-in, because this is high level. You'll get screwed. Had to be Dan James, says Homeland. Yeah. Need to get Bruno back at 10. You can't have Scott McTominay as your number 10. Like, this is he's got to change this very, very quick. Well done, De Gea. Oh, Maguire's shouting instructions from the touchline. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. Couldn't help. Sorry, I couldn't help. This chat talks absolute nonsense, says it's Primsy. They're targeting the right side. It shows we need another right back. Bruno also does not belong on the right. Weird substitution. It's a weird substitution to put Scott McTominay as the 10 and Bruno on the right. I will call this out. It doesn't make any sense at all what we've done with that sub. McTominay as the number 10 and Bruno to the right. It's insulting to put your captain and one of your best players out on a graveyard shift. I mean, put him. Don't move Bruno. Like, I don't get that. Don't forget that Bruno would never be played on the right wing if Anthony did not have a knock, says the threefold path. Well, don't get me started on the knocks and the illnesses, because, you know, this is where it would be lovely to have a Ronaldo or an Anthony, wouldn't it? But you know what? I'll guarantee they'll be fit for the World Cup. Fulham have got the momentum now. If we'd taken and converted our chances, we wouldn't have been in this position. We need goals and we're just not clinical enough, says Taco. I'm a bit worried now. I knew this game was going to be tight. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 528,000. We've got Romano on the show tomorrow talking about transfers. That'll be interesting. Bruno clearly playing very relaxed because of the World Cup, says SD. I don't think so. I just don't. I think Bruno's game has disappeared since he's... I mean, we're just hitting too many long balls now. I would have put Garnacho on for his pace to help Malacia on the right, but hey-ho, Scooby-Doo's on, says it's Primsy. Well, Fulham have got the momentum at the moment. If anyone's going to win this, it looks like Fulham. We just lost anything. Lost control of the midfield. Rashford's down again. I think you just need him in the back of the head. Eric Ten Hag has a small team mentality. How do you substitute an attacker for a defensive midfielder when you're playing Fulham, says Alia. I don't like that sub. I'm not going to be lying about it. Christmas going for Goldbridge anytime soon, says Juan. Well, it's not Christmas. I'm sure some of you lot think it's Christmas. Like I've had Christmas dinner. What are you doing on Christmas Day? It's November the 13th. Mark, we aren't any better than Fulham and they have just come up from the Championship. Is Ollie still in charge? We are counter FC, says Jack. Alanga is on Ten Hag. McTominay is on Ten Hag. Poor decisions that will cost him. We miss Varane massively. Still a lot to do, says Nick. Well, I'm not going to change my mind. We needed to win this game, and we still need to win this game. And at the moment, if I was picking a winner, it would be Fulham because they have been the better side. But I don't understand this McTominay into midfield sub. I just don't know. No, don't do it. Right now, we're playing Ollie ball, not Ten Hag ball. Giving the ball away too easy and too early, says Kizza. Garnacho for Ericsson. Next sub, surely, says it's Primsy. Another corner. I mean, how many corners have we given up this half? Oh, it's not gone for a corner. That Maluka looks class, Mark, says Manchester United. As Ricky will say, Alanga was doing a decent job. No wonder they score as soon as he subs. It's not always about flashy play. He does the basics, says Kay. What sub would I do next? I'd take McTominay off, put Bruno back in centre and put Garnacho on the right. What has McTominay offered as a number 10? I don't get what he is offering Manchester United. Fucking nothing. What a poor performance, says Niladri. I think Martial's looking like a player that's not been fit for 3 months, isn't he? He's fading out. You know, this is where, as I say, an Anthony or a Ronaldo or a Sancho would be useful. You know, you just wonder whether we've got the gears in this second half now. Player ratings will be coming out soon. United 95. I'm sorry. Basically, the summary of United 95 is just to slag Lindelof with every super chat. So just got rid of it because it's just not helping anybody. I'll give him the big shout out. He basically just says everything is Lindelof's fault, but it's boring every time I see his super chat because it's just. I think it's actually Harry Maguire's brother or something because it's just constant and it doesn't add anything to the conversation. But I will be fair and say that basically United 95 before he was kicked off was just saying that everything is Lindelof's fault. If you think that, maybe he was making a good point, but I'm tired of seeing it. Garnacho for Ericsson, Scott is back to back, Case sit back and Casemiro sit back and Bruno back at 10. Surely you can see it needs to be done. I want to scream, says it's Primsy. And maybe Ten Hag is trying to prove a point that we lack depth in players, hence the Scooby-Doo substitution, says Victor. What? Sacrifice 3 points to prove a point? Sacrifice 3 points to get a point? You know, yeah, doesn't make any sense. Bloody hell, they nearly scored. Oh, De Gea making a save again. Missing Anthony loads for a bit of flair. Hope it's not long before he's back. He'll be back next week, Blink. It's the World Cup. Anthony's sole focus is the World Cup. You know, don't get me started on Anthony and fucking Ronaldo. I absolutely think they could be playing today. Ericsson is clearly playing 10, says Russell. And they said they play better without Ronaldo, says Ben. Well, De Gea's man of the match. Right, Garnacho's coming on for Martial. Because he can't play an hour. He can only play an hour. I think that's game over, people. I can't see us scoring now. Break the bank, get Osman out forwards. Can't seem to find the net even when it's wide open, says Joel. Right again. We the Dan James, says Mike. Eric Ten Hag has been brilliant on dropping players that aren't in form and dropping big names, and yet Bruno keeps starting, says Ryan. I think we're in trouble here. If we can find a win from this position, it would shock me. And I would actually say that potentially there's a draw in it. Pereira's just chopping away at Martinez there. Give him a bit. Don't give him an elbow. You get sent off. The game's surely over, says Prime Z. Terrible substitution. Can't handle that long ball anymore. It's doing my head in, says Lewis. Yeah, it's been a crap performance from United. I mean, it's one of those ones where if you win it, then it's fine. But, you know, the right-hand side has cost us the goal. We knew that was the weakness. And why is the right-hand side a weakness? Because we've only got Delo who can play at right back and he's suspended. And Anthony and Sancho are not fit. Lack of depth in key areas. And we are heading for a disappointing result. Player ratings are open, by the way. I'm going to whack that in the live chat for you. We've got to be very careful. I think the way things are going, a point might be the limitations of what we can achieve in the next few minutes. McTominay, fucking useless look. Trying to take people on and we lose the ball. Come on, Casemiro. Bit of quality. Go on, Garnacho. Something out of nothing, maybe. He's done well. He went down. Ref said no. Computer said no. Didn't look like a penalty, to be honest. Class says, upsetting to see us continue to lose games to lesser opponents. Humbling to see how far off we are from the top teams. Almost 10 years of this. Tired of it. Zero excuse for United to be in this spot, says Class. United 95 is Harry Maguire's propaganda account for the United stand, says the Riddler. Well, it's definitely not Harry Maguire, because I doubt he would know to do that. Didn't look like a penalty to me, this. You know what? He does stick the foot out. Not given, though. So, on the soft side, but that's a penalty for me. Leg goes out and fouls him. I've just tweeted it there so you can see what my thoughts are. But yeah, leg goes out and fouls him. It's a penalty for me, that. There's no such thing as a soft penalty, is there? It's a foul. He puts it, if you stick your foot out, it's a penalty. Right, I'm just going to whack the player ratings. They're in the video description now, but I'm going to whack the player ratings link in the chat as well, and I'll pin it in there. So if you just want to go through the link in the chat, you can mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. Get involved that way. United have got 15 minutes to try and find a winner. We haven't looked like we haven't looked like scoring all half. The sad thing is we had the chances in the first half, but second half it's all Fulham. Bruno's just... Oh, lovely play by McTominay. He's got to give the foul. He's got to give the foul. Which way do you think it's going to go? If I was taking a bet on it, I would probably say Fulham. We haven't really done anything second half, have we? There was that chance that Elanga and Rashford had, which was very, speculative anyway. But predominantly, I feel that Fulham have been the better side in the second half. But we should have been 2-0 up at half-time. And those goals, that chance for Eriksen right on half-time, that was the game, really, wasn't it? You put that in. And I know 2-0 is a dangerous score, but you'd expect United to be comfortable with it. We're now looking like a team heading to the World Cup. Some of these players, we look a bit like we're going through the motions. There doesn't seem to be a lot of belief that we're going to go and get the result now, which is a shame. But I don't think Fulham are going to stop believing. As they attack down the right-hand side. It's a good cross. Lindelof blocks it. A crowd chance for a cross here. Pereira's had a good game. Dan James has already scored. Dan James, the game changer, says Jude. Who'd have thought it, eh? "12 minutes to go. That's a free kick to Fulham. Fuckers. I'm so bloody frustrated with this. Shout out to the mods. Thank you very much to Sally and Fennick and everyone else is in there. Appreciate it. Well, here's a chance for Fulham to whip across here. And Andres Pereira is on it. This is where you need McTominay to get his head on it. Oh, God. Free header. Nobody marking him. Who was going with him then? Palina with a free header. I want to watch this back. Malacia just left him. It's just, everyone's just looking at each other like, we miss Varane. Remember when he used to press all the way in the opposition third, says Ash G. Thanks for making this game more tolerable, says Joshua. Well, thanks for joining me. World Cup is a poor excuse. Top four are winning consistently, says Ricky. It's gonna. We're in that area now where it would be smash and grab to get anything out of the game, wouldn't it? Because we've just been very poor second half. Nice ball into Garnacho. He should have took a touch there. Loses possession. You know, I'm a big fan of Ronaldo, but anyone saying we need Ronaldo, where is Ronaldo? He's ill, getting ready for the World Cup. So I'm sorry, and any of this we need Ronaldo shit. He's not here, is he? He's ill, getting ready for the World Cup. So I'm sorry, I'm out of patience with that option. I'm a massive fan of Ronaldo. He's a legend of the club. But where are him and Anthony today, getting ready for a World Cup? Well, we need them here. Fucking fuming with this. Can't expect to make top four if we can't put these games to bed, says Michelle. I don't know what the top four chat's all about. Fulham have arguably been the better side. Come on, McTominay, find a pass. It's a good pass. Go on, Garnacho. Have him on toast. Have him on toast. Just sell the lot minus Ten Hag's player, says John. Nice ball into Shaw. Needs to be a better cross. McTominay, fucking free header. 6 yards out. Maguire header that. I think he should score. I need to see it back. He's onside. It's on his head. Yeah. Easy. Easy header. Oh, it's a sitter. It's a sitter. He's headed it probably off his nose. Got to score that. And then suddenly the substitution makes sense. You'd be fuming if you're Ten Hag, though. You think about the chances we've had. Martial's header in the first half. McTominay there. Eriksen's chance just before half-time. All these players put country over club. It's a shame, says Gil. We needed to win this. 5 points off fourth. It's not over, but it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Don't forget, Liverpool will be loving this. They're only, they'll only be a couple of points behind us as well. With these results, we're a mid-table club at best. Very disappointed. Well, we're not a mid-table club, are we, Xander? We're fifth. That's where we are. I think people get over-dramatic about we're a mid-table club. We're not a mid-table club. We're fifth place, and we deserve to be in fifth place. But we're not a top four club, and that's where we want to be. Five minutes to go. World Cup predictions. I'd love every team that's got a Man United player in it to get knocked out in the group stage. I actually would, because the deeper they go, the more tired they get, the more games they miss around Christmas. I mean, let's be honest. The World Cup is on the 18th of December. The third versus fourth is on the 17th of December. Any of those four teams that get to the semi-final are playing the weekend before Christmas. So none of those players are going to play Boxing Day games, are they? So, I hope they all get knocked out. Mark, we've seen Ronaldo being available always. He's carried our attack. I think Ten Hag told him he won't start to prevent another Spurs. He dropped out, but agree about Anthony. He should be here. God knows what Sancho has, says Nickett. Nice ball into Rashford. What the fuck was that? Why are you doing why is he doing why is Rashford controlling that ball like that? Why didn't he just knock it in front of him? I don't get what some of our players are doing today. Why is he controlling the ball like that? Just some sort of flicked control. You're in. Knock it in front of you. Weird. Some of the decisions today have been weird. Burnley are playing better football than us, says Raz. Well done, Lindelof. I'll probably say De Gea man of the match for me. Come on, pass and move. I mean, we've killed Bruno's game on that right-hand side. Bruno may as well have been subbed off. Bruno was actually playing well at 10. For me, it was 1-0 when he brought McTominay on. That was the one that that was the sub that killed it. It just killed us. It invited the pressure, and it's just not worked since then. We don't do Fulham's man of the match for Mario, so we couldn't give a shit about Polina, to be honest with you. Come on, Luke Shaw, cross, McTominay. What are you heading the ball for from the edge of the box, you prat? Who do you think you've got? A forehead like Iron Man? What is he doing? He's on the edge of the box and he tries to head it in. Who does he think he is? Control it, you prat. He's put some fake tan on and he thinks he's bloody Rod Stewart. God, this is frustrating. I just want a winner. Ten Hag's not happy. You can tell. We're not happy either. But you have made a mistake, Eric. I've got to say, you've made a mistake. You got your subs wrong. Well done, Lindelof. That goes for a corner. Well, you know what he needs to do over the next 4 weeks? He needs to get rid of some of these players. He needs to get rid of some of these players and start looking at some new ones. I mean, look, people will say he should have picked Wan-Bissaka. I don't know about that. You know, that's a bit too far for me, but the fact that he has to... I mean, there's a few things I'm going to talk about in the match reaction. Martial, Bruno. I mean, I actually do think Lindelof and... You know, I do think that Casemiro, Lindelof, Martinez have played well. I thought Eriksen was good in the first half. I thought Bruno was good when he was playing at number 10. But, you know, Casemiro's done okay as well. But other than that, it's... what's this again? Why are we shooting with headers? Bruno again. We're not playing head tennis. We're playing football. The clue is in the word foot. Bloody head tennis. Shooting with your head. Bunch of prats. What does this look like for the league table? I can get a league table up for you. I can show you as it stands. I can show you as it stands league table. Here we go. This is what it means for the league. So as it stands, we've got 24 points. We're 5 off Spurs, and we're 3 off Newcastle, and we're only 2 ahead of Liverpool. I mean, that is the disappointing thing, isn't it? Liverpool have had a terrible start to the season, and we're only 2 points ahead of them. Andres Pereira's just caught one in the face off Rashford inadvertently. Don't forget to do your player ratings, by the way. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match. We'll go through that in the match reaction. I've taken a few notes. I'm not happy about the McTominay sub. I'm not happy about some players who aren't playing for United today. And I think we've got to have I think we've got to clear house in November. We can't keep pretending that this squad's going to work for the rest of the season. You've got to make big decisions, Eric. And yeah. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 528,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner for that. Rashford's not played well. No, this is the problem with Rashford, isn't it? He blows hot and cold. When he's hot, and when he's cold, he's freezing. Yeah. But we you know what? We knew some of the problems coming into this game. We knew the right-hand side was, you know, wide open, and so that's where they conceded from. We knew that the bench, there wasn't enough options there if you needed to take Martial off as part of his recovery. On any normal team, Rashford would have been subbed. So the bench was... This is why I knew this game would be tight. I knew it would be a hard game to get a result from. And I know Donny has been poor, but he would have made the right decisions as Hackerman. Well, Fulham might get a late winner here. They're on the attack. Interesting cross. Luke Shaw needs to get there. Is there another attack for Manchester United? Here's Casemiro. Come on, Garnacho. Into Eriksen. He goes after it. Yes! Get in! What a goal! That is brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Get in! 2-1 Manchester United. Garnacho with the winner. 1-2 with Eriksen. Did you feel that? That came from the depths of despair, leaping out like a salmon into a joyful, pure, clean ocean. Can they swim in an ocean? I don't care. Get in! 2-1 Manchester United. That'll do, thank you very much. That will do. 2-1, Garnacho. He has stolen it at the end. What a win. Thank you and enjoy the World Cup. We'll be back after Christmas. That's it. What a goal. Absolutely superb. Get in, get in, get in. I love it. I love it. I just love it. And what a better player to score as well. Clip it up. That'll do. That will do. It's brilliant. It's just pure pace. He plays a 1-2 with Eriksen. And then he's there to just pass it into the bottom corner. It's so good. It's so fast. It's magnificent. And love it. Just absolutely love it. Do we deserve it? Probably not. That makes it even better. It really does. Yeah, it's just pure pace on the one. Sometimes football is so simple as well. It is so simple. It's just a pass and move. It's a 1-2. It's the sort of thing you learn when you're 8. It's the last touch of the ball as well. Oh, that could be massive. That could be absolutely huge in the context of the Premier League for Manchester United. It's a bit of a smash and grab, but it's a big smile on your face, isn't it? I love it. Love it. Love it. We should have put the game to bed in the first half. We had the chances and we have been reprieved big time. We've massively been reprieved there. That is so... I love those. Those are the moments. Those are the moments. You just hang in there for the end and disappointing, really disappointing, but we get in there at the end. I mean, McTominay's grabbing him and saying, well done. I mean, to be honest, McTominay, that sub nearly cost us the bloody game, to be honest. But look, forget the negativity. De Gea was fantastic. Garnacho scores again, and it's a massive, massive goal for him. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Maguire gives him a hug. Get in. Absolutely superb. Brilliant. The match reactions are going to be even better now. Don't forget Boohoo Man, 40% off. Links in the description. You can get some stuff like this. Don't forget to play Boohoo Manager as well across the World Cup. We're going to go straight on to the match reaction. Player ratings, the links in the live chat, or just go through the link in the video description. And I will see you over there in a minute to do the match reaction. I still want to talk about some of the issues. We've got away with it there, but God, did we need the win. I'll speak to you in a minute.